I mean, who knows? Maybe they had part of it like made already before they released their other game, or maybe they had this one already mapped out. Maybe they did some of the work, but still, like less than 2 years in between the turnaround. Like it's kind of crazy. Anyway, let's continue. All right. Well, I still don't actually have upgrades available. This keeps on like scooping me out. You reset. All right, yeah, because it's just there's no clock left on that one. So I need food. You know, I'm just gonna go do this one. But let's just see. Hold up. Is there? That or I could try stealing a shipment. I could do it. I just want to know what this does. We can only do it 3 times before a negative dice kicks in. So I'm going to steal a shipment. Interesting. You spot an opening and divert a package. Mid lane will know it's gone, but no idea who or where. Now it's time to find out what's inside. What? It didn't give me anything. Game? I got the positive outcome. The fuck? Oh. No. So the sidereal horizon, by the way, has a, 6-turn positive clock? Also one here now. Ah, so 3 turns before the draw. I'm kind of feel ripped off. Well, literally nothing I can do aside from eat, so we're gonna go here and buy a ration. Maybe it's in our base. There's no inventory in your base, though. Maybe we get it tomorrow? I don't know. We'll find it. That was a longer turnaround than normal. Yeah, it didn't give us anything. At least nothing that I recognize as a thing for it to give us. All right, I think I'm going, since I've finished up the sidereal horizon over here. Oh shit, you can actually see the ship now. Oh, by the way, this is something that you can do that I just haven't bothered. You can actually rotate the station, by the way. That looks really cool. Anyway, where did we get the second in items? This one? Oh, this is something I've had forever. This is Feng's gum box, which says take me to Tambor, which I'm not totally sure what that is. Let's just go work on the mushrooms. And then this is a seed that we got from elsewhere, which is something that I'm working towards, which I'm working on over here. We're gonna go back to clearing overgrowth. So even if we get the negative outcome, it's not bad. This should just finish it. So now I can germinate spores. So I can now go to the mushroom grove. That gives me spores, that gives me condition. Kinda feels weird putting a 6 in there, but This is something I really want to do. Gives me 2 spores. Okay. So I can put that spore there. Germinate 1. Oh, I see. Germinate 2. You extract the spores from the simple print and mix with water, and then inject it into the prepared mulch. It's precise work. The moist corners of the aviary? I know how to say that word, but I can't for some reason. The perfect beds for the spores. Once they are filled, they can be left to grow. Well, we have no dice left. Not much I can hack. There's also not much I get out of hacking right now. Let's just move on to next turn and see what happens in the aftermath there with that clock. Because right now we're mostly just waiting on clocks. There isn't a ton I can do. You can't re-roll empty dice, no. You can only re-roll dice that haven't been used yet. All right, let's go see the result. Even before you enter the office, you hear the sound of Rabia working on a heavy bag. She is hammering it. The chain is creaking as it shakes with each hit. She's been like this since Sabine doesn't finish the sentence. They are sitting on a stool, looking at the terminal in the corner, searching through all the SNARP data you pulled out of those cycles ago. Is she okay? How have you been? Do we ask if she's okay? I mean, clearly not. But, you know, typical musclehead, I suppose. You want me to ask if she okay? Is she okay? That's a valid question. This is just a more broad version of the same question. So, is she okay? Just angry. We all are. But you have to remember, she knew Yannick sorry, let me try this again. Just angry. We all are. But you have to remember, she knew Yannick for a long time. Sabine glances nervously at Rabia. I keep on wanting to read her name as Rebecca, but it's not. Rabia. What SNARP did, Rabia stops punching, and in the silence you can hear her breathing hard. Sabine looks over at her, and you sense something between them. You realize you haven't seen them together since they tried to kill each other in this same unit. A lot has changed since then. They hooked him up like a puppet. Rabia hits the bag, rigged that thing in his head so they could control him, and pushed the old Yannick out. I guess he was kind of like a reverse sleeper then. Like, if a sleeper is a emulated mind of a real human put into a artificial body, would a mind control unit or emulated consciousness being put into a human body be like the reverse of that? I mean, we know for a fact that SNARP has been working with a lot of illegal tech, so that doesn't seem legal. I'm just gonna make a jump here on the laws of this world. I don't think that's legal. Anyway, I don't know why he let them in. Rabia throws a few more punches. But it's a lesson. Don't let them in. Another flurry. Yatagan shouldn't deal with corporations, and we never will again. She spits. She comes away from the bag. At least Yannick's death has been treated as natural. There's a chance we come back from this, yet Yatagan can hold on. But there are opportunists trying to take control. Sabine turns to you. Yes, but now the connection has been broken. I've been looking at removing the trackers from the implants in Yatagan Enforcers. It's a significant job, but I think with time, I can do the surgeries. Rabia walks away from the bag towards the far side of the unit. These surgeries will never happen if Yatagan collapses, she shouts back at Sabine. Clearly, this is a well-worn argument in this unit. What now for you? Will Yatagan really collapse? That dude in the shipyard is what dude in the shipyard? I mean, we saw Lem in the shipyard. What other dude are you talking about? Will Yadigan really collapse? But yeah, Frog, I'm not sure what you're asking about. I don't think so. Rabaya doesn't either. They look over at her. At least, not when she's calm. What I understand now is that Yadigan can be something, if we want it to be. Coming here from S and ARP, from the core worlds, all I saw was a gang. And with Yannick keeping me on a tight leash, I shudder. Maya believes, and I want to believe, and they look unsure. I want to be done with S&R, but I doubt that they are done with me. They glance away, rubbing their shoulders. Are you and Rabaya? I hope that you are all right. I hope you are right. I don't know what that first one is, so I want to go with the bottom one, but what do you guys think? You and or you are? Hope that you're right. Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It's like, are you two fucking? Is literally like how my brain reads that question. I'm glad I'm not the only one here. Although I don't know, this game hasn't really done anything in that regard, so that would be a weird flip if that suddenly started happening. Everything in this game has been very platonic so far. Which is nice. I don't really like dating sims. I find them forced and awkward usually. I hope you are right. Me too. They smile. I've been wanting to say, Sabine begins nervously, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you where I came from. I know I've apologized before, but I want to again. They parse. They pause. Properly. When I leaked the data on the sleeper program, it was to try to help people like you. They grit their teeth. But after all the cycles here, being pushed down, pushed around, trying to survive, all that got away from me. So when you turned up, they sigh, it shook me up. They ran a hand through their hair. But I ended up here. They look at Rabaya. Of course, they reach into a pocket and take out a handful of vials. These are the last of the case. You can have them. They drop them into your hands. Hey, I don't need to spend money on my meds no more. Although, I have limited meds, which is, you know, the life of needing fucking meds. Anyway, after these last few, I don't know what we can do. With SNARP connection broken, they look down. But I know there are other ways, repairs and other pharmaceuticals. I even heard that there are some labs out in the Greenway. Perhaps they can help. They meet your eye. I'm sorry I can't do more. Thank you for everything, I think, is the logical thing. A handful of vitals, a handful of vials, same thing, same diff. Blah, 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 blah. They're a cliche. You're a cliche. Yeah. This is honestly the most cliche conversation that's been in this whole game. So actually, I don't know. Lemon meat is pretty cliche, but cliche can be nice though. Thank you for everything. They look away, their eyes bright with tears. Baya crosses back to you and sits beside Sabine. They look at each other. You can't help but smile at the idea of them together. Yeah, there you go. That's I think the answer to the question of, are you fucking? Anyway, what are you two plotting? Baya grins. Sabine laughs at the sound. Sabine laughs, and the sound is a welcome one. You watch the two of them teasing each other and smile. Ding! I mean, considering they were like, I don't know, a couple centimeters off of killing each other the last time we saw them in the same room. Anyway, later when you leave, you take that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that the corpse... Thanks for the 69 cents. Cheers. You can still feel the core of anger. Sorry, I'm going to start this over. That screwed me up. Later, when you leave, you take that handful of vials out of your pocket and look at them. You can still feel that core of anger deep down inside. You don't know if it will ever leave. But SNR doesn't own you anymore, and they can't because this place, these people, own you. They are what makes you get up every cycle. They are what keeps you breathing. You put the vials away and walk through the low end, your senses tuned to every sight, every smell, and every sound, soaking it in, living. You know, they could just give me credits there and I'd be happy. I'm not gonna lie. Of course they fucking won't. What am I doing here? I think we'll just grab the basic on that one. So the question is, I also didn't, oh, I see. Stabilizer, there we go. So I got 3 stabilizer. We have 3 rounds of meds. We've got 1 turn before the draw. Boom goes the dynamite. Let's go work on them mushrooms, chat. I'm working on the mushrooms because there is another character I want to talk to, and I need the mushrooms to actually talk with them. I'm gonna go collect spores. We could also just forage for fungus. Let's forage for some spores and collect fungus. Negative outcome. We lost some condition. And we didn't get fungus. Can I keep putting this in? No, can't. Okay. So how many cycles is that going to take? 4 cycles? Oh, I gained 1 condition? Okay. This is what I mean by, like, the UI is kind of hard for me to read in places. Okay, now the question is, how badly do we need dice? Because I can try a reroll. Okay, that wasn't much better. I need food. It's priority number 1. Could just go to the noodle factory. Go here and roll that. All right, that gave me 2 free energy. Then I can go to the overlook bar. We can buy a ration. I think I can actually sell that other fungus. I'm gonna see if I remember where. Or the other spore, rather. I know that you can sell fungus, but I'm not sure if you can sell, hold on, let me look. Okay, so I can sell spore, the mushrooms themselves. Land, fabricator, presser club, word exchange. So now the question is, do I refill this and have 5 dice tomorrow? Oh, interesting. Perk, Sunbraze. Your frame's photosynthetic skin allows you to... Oh, right, yeah, okay. That's the thing that I just upgraded for. Which allows us to gather energy back. I'm going to use one of these. Man, okay, so here's the question. Do I use the stabilizer now? I have 3. I don't know how much is left in the game, but I also don't know if the game's going to give me stabilizer again. Do I save the stabilizer, or do I take the stabilizer? I have 3. It'll fill that bar at the top up, and I'll get all of my dice next turn instead of only 3. So I'll get 5 instead of 3. I think I'm just going to end the cycle. We'll use it right now, so I don't forget. Oops, wrong thing. So next turn, we'll start with full. All right, Lem and Mina. Time for the It's time for the dice roll. Crowds have already gathered by the time you get to the shipyard. You recognize faces among them. People who you have worked alongside on the side reel. It's fine. I have a reroll. It's fine. Load dice rolls aren't necessarily a bad thing. Anyway, the intervening cycles have turned their excitement into anxiety. And a few of them smile at you. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowd fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. This seems dangerous. You pick out Mina and Lem and work your way over to them. Pushing through the crowd, he silently raises his eyebrows at you. His anxiety is obvious, but Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. Robot, she calls out to you, reaching out to you. Do we say hi or do we hug her? I like that she just calls us robot. Like, it's something kind of funny. Our character doesn't have a name. We are just Sleeper. The only person who calls us something aside from Sleeper is Mina, who just calls us robot. Which is kind of funny. Everybody else just calls us Sleeper. Which is really weird, actually. Hug her? Hugs are good. True. She gratefully accepts your hug, leaning against your chest, and Lem smiles, seemingly glad to share the weight of Mina for a moment. Quite the turnout, huh? Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. I don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths. The sound of an argument towards the back catches you and Lem's attention. He's putting it lightly. This place seems set to explode. They'll manage them. This isn't good. What do you think? I mean, this is not good. I just love looking at chat right now. It just says hug, hugs are good, hug, not good. This isn't good. No, not good, not good. This isn't good. Lem doesn't answer, but the look in his eyes suggests he agrees. It's just, without context, it's a really funny bit of chat, that's all. This is the Aster Enghart. This is the Aster Enghart of Celis Foundation. The announcement echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance, and shouts of "Quiet!" rapidly follow. I'm sorry I can't be there to meet you all, and thank you on behalf of the Sender Celis for the work you have done on the sidereal horizon. Most of the crowd strains to hear Esther's voice, but the small display shows a ghostly white figure, smudged and unclear. Sendre wanted me to pass on her personal thank yous for your commitment to and belief in the Celis Foundation. I keep wanting to read it as Cialis. Ask your doctor. Anyway, at the Celis Foundation, and your belief in the Celis Foundation's mission. We chose the Eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Venerable Heaven Age Association. Unlike most of the core, we neither believe in Erlin's Eye to be a threat nor a rogue state, but instead an embargo for the formation of a new decentralized social structure. I've heard the word decentralized too many times in the last years associated to crypto, so all I think is Bored Apes. Anyway, into a new decentralized social structure, one where each citizen might be a master of their own destiny. A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. They didn't come here for a sermon. Fuck NFTs. I know, right? You're all pioneers, just like those core citizens, who the sidereal horizon will carry in cryosleep to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world. Celis 1. At the mention of the destination world, excited conversations break out among the workers. There our citizens will be able to create their own innovative bottom-up economic order, aligned with principles set down by Sandre Salis herself. Freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. I'm having a hard time reading. Eyes are being bad. Resilience and self-sustenance. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts in the Heaven Age yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon, who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through interstellar space. Lem leans to you. His eyes bright. This is it. This draw has been performed at random by central AIs of the Foundation and is final and binding. Please note, only licensed contractors of Foundation are eligible for this draw. I know you have all been eagerly awaiting this day, and without further delay, I will read the Celis identification numbers for those chosen for this honor. I see. The American dream. Pretty much, yeah. A lot of self-sustenance. Yeah, absolutely. Murmur runs through the crowd. Celis identification numbers. Licensed contractors. Never even heard the term mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? You glance at Lem, but his eyes are fixed forward, wide and shimmering. All around you, people are speaking in hushed tones like a rushing wave. Yep, quite literally. I mean, we already knew that, Karga, but yes. Aster starts reading out sequences of numbers and letters, and panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what is happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration, and everyone pushes forward. Do we say Lem or push forward? As someone who's been in riots before, yeah, about that. No forward. Lem? Lem? Okay. You turn to Lem, still staring forward. Mina is scared now as the shouts start. Eddie? Someone throws something at the entrance and it rattles against the shipyard doors. You see, for the first time, Heaven Age security stood on either side, secured and arguing between themselves. You feel anger rising in the crowd. Lem, let's go. Try to leave or keep pushing. Exit stage, yes, is what I would say. So one for Lem, let's go. Anybody else? Lem, let's go. I mean, I'm not holding Mina right now, so. He doesn't move. They might call our out names. I can't Mina hugs at his dog tags. It's not happening. Or leave them. Leave alone. I think it's not happening is the only logical thing to say here, you know? So, I ain't leaving alone, Zachos, sorry. It's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly, and then turns to you. He opens it and closes his mouth, and then looks down at Mina and sees the fear in her eyes and understands it's time to go. You and Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. You lead Lem and Mina out, shoving people aside. As you do, you hear the sound of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd, of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away, the sound of Aster reading off the ciphers echoing above the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Lem, there are tear tracks running down his cheeks, and Mina is sniffling into his jacket. You feel sadness rising in you too. They screwed you. Screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it is familiar. As you stare ahead into the tunnel, as the security sirens sound out, a signal for the coming violence. A signal for the coming violence. Oh boy. Stare ahead into the You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound out, a signal for the coming violence. Thrive failed, damn. Now I wonder if it's even possible. It's got to be. Maybe if we push to the front, there's a way, but I'll be honest with you, had zero desire to actually take that. What's this piece left? Utterly wrecked? I don't know about, wait, what do you mean by utterly wrecked in this context? So in 3 turns. Yeah, we failed to win a ticket. This is true. The dude showing up to kill you blew up a whole ship. This is true as well. I don't think that's true. Zakos. But their names definitely weren't on it either, so. I find your pessimism distressing, I'll put it that way. Let's go plant some mushrooms. Or rather, forage for some mushrooms, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what to do for the next few turns. Or for this turn, anyway. Try and steal another shipment. Actually, let's go see if there's anything up at this. It's in the center of the ascender. It's been a while since I've been up to the hub. Steal another one. It did nothing the last time. Sorry, my hopes aren't too high now. Yeah, that's what it was. Eeyore is depressed, not a pessimist, though. Right? And you became the optimist. Well, I'm glad that you were able to work that out. But, like, notice there's constantly ships coming and going. I don't think anybody's doomed for a life on this. I mean, being blunt, working on that ship was a fucking great paycheck, which is why I kept doing it. I had no desire to win a ticket off. Like, literally none. So, I'm not even remotely bothered by me losing the ticket. Would have been nice if they got it, but at the same time, Time to hijack the ship as it docks. Well, I mean, the ship's going up to the center, to the hub. So, I mean, if we want to do something with the ship, we probably have to do stuff here. But most I can get is 2. We have to reroll. Yeah, that's better. The stacked bays of house flow, incoming and outgoing ships. The digital manifests will help you get your head around this place. I don't know if that's an option. That was just a hypothetical option that we thought maybe was a possible endpoint, right? But we don't have an outcome. We don't know what would have happened. Oh, interesting. We met Bliss. A new character. It does, but I want to, like, poke parts of the game that I haven't really poked, right, Samartian? So that's why I'm sticking around up here. Anyway, we just met a character I haven't seen before, so no way, Moritz. You take those substandard filters back to the shitheels who sold them. Who you sold them? What? You? No way, Moritz. You take those substandard filters back to the shitheads who sold you them. Oh, I see. I see where I fucked up that sentence. You hear a voice echoing out of the bay as you pass. And moments later, what you assume is Moritz drifts out with it, dragging a pallet of filter cartridges by a tether. Hey, you out there! Same voice echoes out from the entrance. You looking for work? Who, me? That's my response to that. Yes, who? Me? I don't know. Apparently we're looking for work, chat. Let's say yes. I just need a hand. Get in here. I have two, I think, unless somebody removed one. The voice is coming from someone shorter than you expected. She is floating in the microgravity of the docking bay beside the half-deconstructed life support unit that looks like it might have exploded at some point. She points at a wrench in your a wrench in your direction. You know anything about these things? She doesn't wait for an answer. Scratch that. Just help me with the casing. What do we do? Help her or stay put? Help smile? Smiley face? Help her? Okay. Those are big glass. You know, one thing that bothers me about I wear glasses, right? Something that bothers me about animated characters is when they're wearing glasses and they conform to their head. Glasses don't do that. I've never seen a pair of glasses that like are bent like that. It's so strange to me when I see this. It's like those glasses are the same shape as your head. Anyway, all right then. She deftly moves around the unit, making space for you beside a central seam in the dented case. Just take a grip and lift out and up. Then I can get in and unbolt it. And she whacks the unit with the wrench. The whole thing is twisted to shit. And those ain't safety glasses. That sounds very strange to me, and also like very difficult to see through. Back off. She whacks the unit with the wrench. The whole thing is twisted to shit. You dig your fingers under the casing and lift it away, the metal squealing with force. She slips her hands under the spinning and the wrench spinning the wrench to slip out the bolt, catching them in her other hand when they spiral free. All good. The casing lifts off, revealing ornate piping of the unit's interior. She whistles at the masses of ducts and filters. By the way, everyone calls me Bliss. And she pats you on the shoulder, offering a little in the way of explanation. Is this your bay? What do you do here? Well, obviously repair shit in bays, and order people around. So what you say is you're very ignorant. Hey! This is a weird case because they made kind of like a wraparound sunglasses with larger glass section. Huh. Weird. Sounds fancy. Is this your bay? It is now, yeah. Whether I like it or not. And she looks at you like that should mean something. Bliss starts pushing and pulling at the ductwork, looking for fractured pipes. We haggle for contracts, but good ones get snapped up quick by bigger bays, so here I am trying to get this M2 unit running for one of the freelance tugs. Small time stuff. Hold this. She rips out a ribbed pipe and hands it to you like a freshly caught fish. Probably too much. Based on what I know about glasses, probably way too much. Like I have to get custom lenses for my glasses. I have Canadian healthcare, right? So I have a very small deductible. Let's just say my lenses, not counting the frames, cost 3 times as much as my annual healthcare deductible. So, yeah, fuck glasses. Anyway, hold this. She rips out a ribbed pipe and hands it to you like a freshly caught fish. We turn stuff around fast and neat, and maybe we get a chance at landing something bigger. Something starts hissing out of the unit, and Bliss quietens it with a precise whack. But to be honest with you, the way things are going, I can already see the other crews licking their lips, ready to take this place over. She looks up at you. I'm almost out of luck. You can ask what happened or offer to help. Contacts are worse, though? Oh, I'm not allowed to have contacts. None of the eye doctors I've ever had will let me have contacts. Because I only have one working eye, right? But whatever. I don't know if I have time to help. What happened? Long story. Some people just can't keep promises. She keeps working and twisting aside pipes with care. But here we are. Bliss pulls a hand from the deep inside the unit, and out comes a clutching lumpen cube, scorched black. This thing must have overloaded and popped half of itself out the side. You both duck down to the unit. Both duck down to the side of the unit and spot the exit wound. Its edges fringed with more scorch marks. And you grab me a replacement converter from the racks, will you? Head to the rack. Where is it? Head to the rack or ask where it is. I had to stop wearing contacts because of welding. Yeah, I only have one working eye, so no eye doctor who's intelligent will let me get contacts. Everybody's just saying head to the rack. You kick off from the unit and drift over to the wall racks where a catalog of parts sit secured in clumps, colored tape, scrawled notes, and flutter across the wall. A complex, organized system of Bliss's own design, or just a big mess. You try to pick out the right part. Replacement converter. Well, we definitely don't want to grab the PC transformer. So we have two converters. We have the F4 M2. I mean, a transformer would be silly, though. Never F4 your converter? I don't know what that means, so I will take the M2 converter. Can I scroll up further? I can just reread the old chat or text. I can't scroll this around. M2 converter then. You grab the part and push back to the unit. Bliss holds out an arm and you pass it over, the converter spinning gently as it leaves your hand. Perfect. You passed. She straightens up from the unit. That's it. If you want to work here. I don't know if that's an Alt F4 joke, but I'm guessing it is. Bliss runs her hands clean, looking down at her. Bliss rubs her hand clean, looking down at her palms. Truth is, I need a hand here. My partner skipped out on me and left me with the whole mess. You seem like you might be better at spotting a clean air filter than Moritz. I'd be happy to. I'll consider it. It just ends fast with no solution. I have no idea what I don't understand the reference or thing, but I'm assuming that's a thing. Anyway, I'd be happy to, or I'll consider it. Consider it? Consider it work. Wait, she frowns at the racks. That's not all of it. My old business partner, they rinsed the place and emptied the accounts. Wait, she frowns at the racks. That's not all of it. My old business partner, they rinsed the place and emptied the accounts to bid for jobs. And we need to put down deposits and bring in parts and pay tug fees. And for that, She looks nervous and embarrassed. We need chits. Are you asking for money, Bliss? This took a turn. Jesus. Oh, I'm sure that like that. I'm not asking you to explain the joke. I'm just stating that I don't get it, but that's fine. An investment? Question mark. Goddamn! Finally finished making livery for the car. How? Wait, when did you buy Rossetto? You bought Rossetto Corsa a while ago, Hobo. How long have you been working on that livery? Also, let me take a peek at this. Damn! It's weebtastic. I like it. Exactly. Partners. Straight split. Man, this would have been a useful thing a while ago. Bliss settles herself against the unit and looks off into the distance. I guess I look pretty stupid here. Here I am asking any random passerby to be my business partner. No offense. She manages to smile. It's pretty weird. I get it. Oh, just today? Okay. Money laundering 101, invest first. I mean, I don't have... Actually, the only thing I have to spend money on now is food. Because we have all of the stabilizer that's remaining, right? I mean, I get it, but it is also pretty weird. I mean, I've had random fucking people ask me that if they want to invest money, if I would let them invest money into my stream, and my response usually is, weird. It's pretty weird. I see, Hobo. I see. Pretty weird, but I think that they're running a scam on you. It's pretty weird. She gives you a sideways look. Don't tease me. Bliss goes back to working on the unit. Look, it's no pressure. You find the money, or you find someone who has, or you just forget the whole thing. Up to you. She gestures for you to help her refit the casing, and you both slot it back into place. I think I'm looking good. I think I'm good to wrap this one up for now. But if you're into it, come back and we can bid on a new contract. Something to get our teeth into. Something that pays. She gives you a serious look. You can trust me. I don't say this stuff lightly. Why are you assuming I have money? And you kick away from the bay, propelling yourself to the handholds at the entrance, and you slip out with a wave. And as you do, someone slips back in. You hear Bliss as you glide down the passageway. Moritz, I swear to God, if these filters aren't clean, you smile. Seems like this could be interesting. They seem fun. How much do they want? 100 fucking money! A scam or an opportunity? Bliss seems solid enough. This might be your best chance to get on the hub's repair trade. Okay. We're partnered with Bliss. Three-turn clock. We also have access to this now. We can buy a spacer meal. It's expensive. I don't feel like doing any more risky dice rolls. And I've already used my reroll for the day. Hold up. Let's go look. Well, it's a risky roll. So there is a chance, yes. Basically, it's a 75% chance, or it's a 25% chance that yes, we'll get it. A 50% chance that we won't, and a 25% chance that we won't. And what'll hurt us. So it could hurt us, but we could do it. I was gonna go make money or do something else with that dice. What do you think, chat? Should we do this roll? Try to access the manifests? This sounds like bad odds. This is like the normal odds, but I've been very careful with my dice the vast majority of the time. I think we should just push the clock forward. fine, though. How many turns left do we have on those mushrooms? A few. It's fine. Don't worry about it. There was part of me who was tempted to go, it's your fault, yeah. But no, I'm not that kind of person. Still waiting on that, because we did that this same thing. Let's spend some more money. But we're no longer hungry. I have no dice, so I can't hack. Now I have dice. All right. Two more turns on that. No ships parked. Kind of sad that there's nothing else going on with the yacht again. Still need to figure out what tambour is. But I think we need to fill this up, so let's do that. This will give me +1 energy if we succeed on it, so we'll do one on this side as well as one on that side. Now I just need to succeed this roll. Wish me luck. Yay! Got the neutral outcome. So we finished the low-ender dice rolls. The derelict unit and castor. This is a half-built unit. Looks like a forgotten project that never made it. With enough scrap, you might be able to seal it up. Ooh, maybe that's like an apartment we can get. You cross between two walls of units. One of the cavernous streets at the center of the low end. The pressurized bridge is full of the clack of tulva and the shouts of children and the whir of air filters. Remember, we're still living in a shipping container in a junkyard. No pool. You know, you don't know what's on the ceiling, man. There might be a pool on the roof. Sleeper. You turn to see a man sitting at a tulva table, alone, somehow untouched by the hustle and bustle of the people around. He gestures to the stool on the opposite side of the table. Sit. Sit? You sit at the metal stool, and he starts setting out the board with counters, or at least filter caps. The low-enders typically use in their place. Castor, he says, by way of introduction, looking over his glasses. Night or day? He asks, gesturing at the taps. Chat, night or day? One for night? What do you think? Night or day? Looks like we're day. Nope, never mind. Back to night. It's tied. Are we day or night, chat? The lonely loner likes to free his mind at night. Night. Day. Fuck. Guys, come on. We're like perfectly down the morning. Good morning. Day it is. Hi, making bacon. He rotates the board so the white caps are in front of you. Let's begin. I know what, whatever. He rotates the board so white caps are in front of you. Let's begin. You both take a plastic die, and a plastic die each, pitted and worn, and roll to determine who starts. Night, hobo. Yeet. He smiles and begins to move his first cap precisely along the board. He pauses. Back and forth between you, the dice changing hands as the caps spread along the board. As it does, caster speaks, his eyes not leaving the caps. It is unusual to see a sleeper on the eye. That's why I wanted to play you. You take your turn, rolling a 5 and a 6. Do we play carefully or play aggressively? I hadn't even finished reading, and Zakos has already said aggressively. Just got me muted, and you're just power reading this. Chat's divided today, jeez. It's literally one, the other, the other, the other. Okay, let's go carefully. After all, a sleeper's mind must be somehow different to a human one, being emulated, I mean. As caster talks to you, you build up a wall of caps, stacking them safely across the board. Progress is slow, but you remain unexposed. I don't mean to offend you. Caster meets your eye. I merely see that you by definition different. What has been subtracted in the emulation? What has been added? He slides a single cap onto an open point, a risk, an opportunity. He hands you the dice. Do you ever think about this, sleeper? What you were before and what you are now? I was going to say, the last time the character thought about this was in the intro. He had the opportunity to think about that body. You always play aggro? Fair enough. Not that I know anything about this board game, but always. You roll a double 1 and solidify your wall. Caster whistles. The holding game. Commendable. Can be brave to build from what came before. He rolls the dice and leaps your wall in a single move. But we cannot idle too long. Sleeper. The slower we move, the sooner we are caught. The past you is not just an idea, a concept for you. It is a living, breathing person. And he looks up over his glasses. His eyes bright and wide. And you split from them like a shadow, splitting from the caster. I don't know if I like this guy. Anyway, you split from them, splitting as like a shadow splitting from its caster. They may be sleeping now, yes, but one day they will awake and carry on with their lives, unaware of your fate, no matter what yours is. He hands you the dice, smiling. You are a branch, severed from the main trunk, an offshoot who refuses to die, so to speak. You roll again, under pressure now, trying to slip your caps from under casters before he solidifies control of the game. So, I'm curious about how you see yourself in all of this, caster asks. What does this tangle of truths make you? Free, doomed, or driven? The writing in this game is fucking fantastic. It truly is. You know, true story, I've never actually played backgammon. But it does look like backgammon. Assuming they're playing backgammon. I like how it's like pretty tied between free and driven. We're gonna go with free. Yes, caster looks away. Through the glass to the crowd. Crowded units on all sides. I can see that. Your life as an escape was never meant to happen, yet here we are. He starts moving the caps. His home board now full. Your life is an offshoot. It can go anywhere from here. You try more rolls attempting to get back in the game, but Caster clears his home board with a sense of the inevitable. He has known he was winning for a while. I may have pushed too far. He slides another cap from the board. I apologize. My curiosity has a habit of getting the better of me. You roll to return a cap to the board, but all the spaces are blocked. Caster clasps his hands apologetically. You play well, really. Your weakness is not your game. He smiles warmly. We will have much to learn from each other. He slides his glasses back up his nose and sits back. I feel we could share knowledge, ideas, perhaps even data. His eyes glint with the last word. To our mutual benefit. He slides his final cap from the board. It's over. He's won. I've never heard the term tabla before. I've heard Talva before, though. I thought Talva had different rules. But anyway, I doubt it. I'll see. What do you think? Do we doubt it? Or do you think we'll see? Remember, there is a hitman coming to kill me that I am completely ignoring. Willfully ignoring, in fact. Although, I need to find protection. That being said, I've kind of failed in every aspect to find protection, so. But I'll see. Please, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. He holds up his palms. My intention is only to help you endure here. And if I'm able, to feed my curiosities. The game over, you notice the bustle of the walkway once more. The call of the children, the deliveries, the arguments, the reconciliations. They wash over you as you stand and leave. Caster nodding goodbye as you do. Crossing the walkway, you replay the moves of the game in your mind, looking for an opening you are sure was there. Ah! Well, now I have a place to sell more Yadigan data and Heaven Age protocols. Don't know what I get for it, but let's sell them some protocols. Oh, and he gives you a fucking ship mine core. Interesting. Neat. Oh, and now I have access to the Tambor Tea House, which is where I need to put Feng's gum box. He just gave me a piece of a ship mine core in exchange for a bunch of Heaven Age data, which I've just been sitting on because I've had nothing to do with it. You feel stupid doing this, but the penguin says, "Take me to the Tambor," and this is the only Tambor you can find. Feng's gum box. The grinning penguin says, "Take me to the Tambor." The waitress looks at you with suspicion as you hand over the box. Is this the right place? We still have time, hopefully. As you leave the Tambor, the tea house, a hand falls on your shoulder. It's been a while. Sleeper? Sleeper. Bang hisses from behind you. How'd you find me? The penguin. Hardin has your hardware. Both of these are true. What do we say? Hardin has your hardware or the penguin? This is the guy that can remove the tracking device from me, theoretically. Penguin is true, but Hardin does also have his hardware. Both of these are true. Although he probably knows this. So, the penguin. Penguin? What are you? He thinks for a second. Oh, do you mean the mimes the chewing gum in his mouth? That wasn't meant for you specifically, but he cringes. Look. Doesn't matter. Come, let's sit. Fang guides you down. I have a suspicion on who that was meant for. That's very funny. Fang glides you down a set of stairs, one of the Tambor's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines, all connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversations bounce bustly off the metal walls. Fang sees you are looking around and says, "This place used to be the fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name, the tea house. It's part is a misdemeanor though. It can get anything the eye offers from this place, but real tea isn't exactly readily available. He picks a booth itself fashioned from some old salvage tank or a corner and then lined with a spongy insulation foam and collapses into it. He looks around furtively. Don't suppose you have you've seen any Heaven Age types. They don't usually come out this far. Only you. Bang, what's going on? Good night, Zach. You have a good night's sleep. Well, I'm trying to finish this tonight, but we'll see. The last time I said I will finish this tonight, I streamed for 17 hours, and we're currently at 11 and a half, so we'll see. But you sleep well. Bang, what's going on? Well, I'm suspended. That's the first thing. He got fired. The second thing is, I'm pretty sure Harden wants to drop me off the rim of the eye, and he grins. Doesn't bother me though. And he shows we hit the nerve. It shows we hit a nerve back there. He picks a scrappy hand scrawled menu from the table up and tosses over. What are you drinking? Why are you so calm? Look at the menu. What's the plan? I'd probably stare at the menu, but I think, why are you so calm? You know any reason I shouldn't be? And he leans in, suddenly concerned, but then waves the idea away. Hold that thought. Let's order first. Bang is right. The menu is ridiculous. There's 10 different infusions, most of which you can't make out, but the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed without a price as a seasonal specialty. So you ran into Harden? Was he pissed? Fang doesn't wait for an answer. That snake is so self-righteous. He might actually believe that Harden would approve of this mediocratic bullshit. He taps on the table. If Heaven Age was like it should be, like it was founded to be, they wouldn't have shouted him down at any they would have shouted him down at any council meeting, and he dared to mention true citizens. He sighs, but I guess his kind run the place now. A young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up her arm turns up at the booth. Your order? You skim the menu, your eyes glazing over. A girl neat. A Samber attack? Kelp infusion. Chat, what are we getting? As somebody who's had beer with kelp in it before, that shit's disgusting. That shit should cause damage to your body. But what do you think, chat room? The only one we've had before is a girl neat. Attack. Iraq. Oh, it does say Iraq, not attack. Anyway, Iraq does sound interesting, but chat wants to know what a Samber Iraq is. All right, Samber Iraq. Fang raises an eyebrow as she notes it down. And you? She begins, looking to Fang. But when she sees him, she suddenly stops. What the? Fang shrinks a little. You are supposed to be working. This is your shift. He grins sheepishly. You work here? Stay out of it. So he's supposed to be working. But instead, he's ordering drinks at... You work here? Fang waves you quiet. Look, Jenna, let's just say this is my break. My friend here has been through a lot. Jenna looks between the two of you. Wave, nod, cough. I kind of like the idea of just waving. But we'll go with nod. I was going against chat. We'll go back with chat. Nod. Fang also starts nodding. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, says Jenna, pointing at Fang. And only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off. What? Fang stretches in the booth. You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus, he leans in. This place is the best around here to find a person you might be looking for. What? Who? I just received an email about issues at my community garden plot, but it's not related to me, so I'm good. The owls have it? Who? Yes. Who let the dogs out? Anyway, remember the web of connections that Hardin pinged for the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators. And if we want to understand what what a Solheim executive might be getting up to on the Eye, those are the people we have to find. Fang is almost whispering now. There's a couple of them I suspect are in the low end. And well, almost everyone in the low end comes through this place one time or another. He brings a modified slate out onto the table. I've set this up so that anyone with the network signature I'm looking for comes in to close proximity. It'll mark them. Once they are marked, we can break through their access protocols and get at the good stuff inside. We just have to find them first, hence me moonlighting as a waiter. Suddenly he smiles, and suddenly a smile grows across his face. Wait, I have an idea. What? Oh no. Also, for those of you who've missed parts of this game, this guy's literally like this game's hacker man. He's hacker man. What? Oh no. Oh no. It's probably the correct response here. Oh no. Look, I can cover enough of the low end on my own. And so far, I've had no matches in this place. Look, I can't cover enough of the low end on my own, and so far I've had no matches in this place. With two of us, we can cover more ground. What am I getting into and how? What? What am I getting into? Well, Fang has a hangdog look. Hangdog? That's a term I've never heard before. Fang has a hangdog look. Well, we need to get you out and about in the low end, in close proximity to as many people and residences as possible. And it turns out my friend Minji needs some help with deliveries. Well, shit. Okay. As in Minji Express? So you already know him? Perfect. Fang places a tiny receiver on the table. This connects to my slate, and it runs the same marking protocol. If you get near any of our targets, so all you have to do is take some delivery shifts at Old Minji, and soon enough we'll have the place covered. Fang, no. I've done a few shifts there. Kind of mad I didn't work on the low end earlier, but that's fine. Here we are. I want the tracker removed. That is true. I'm just gonna say Fang. Don't give up on. Don't give me like that. You think I like working here? And I thought you could use the tips. He grins. We're in this together, right? Are we? Right. I need that tracker removed. What do you think? Are we or right? Are we? Yes. You think Hardin is happy to have you wandering around the place? He might have to let you wander off for now, but I'm sure he has his eye on you. This is on you too. Fang slips his slate back under his clothes. Just need Just head on up to Menji Express and take a delivery shift, and we'll see what shakes up. You manage to find anyone and extract any data, bring it down here to me. They should have me on double shifts, so I shouldn't be hard to find. Jenna walks past carrying the tray of drinks and sharply catches Feng's eye. I don't think she's bringing out your drink. He stands. I think it's time we called this meeting to a close. You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into a pocket. See you soon, sleeper. Stay safe, Feng ends before turning and walking off towards the bar, whistling as he does. Well, fuck. Didn't want to do that shit. Yet here we are. I've heard that a Yadigan enforcer is based here and has been playing low-end residents. Been paying low-end residents for heaven age movements. Do I have any heaven? No, okay. Well, I already sold all that stuff. Grumpy. We're in this for the tracker. This is true. Still got 2 days left on the mushrooms. And we got 2 left on that. So I guess we do Minji Express. I'm gonna try a reroll. Oh, right. Also this. Totally fucking forgot about. Please, better dice. It's an improvement. It's 1. Fingers crossed. Yay, we got the neutral outcome. Sweet. Theoretically, we could finish that tomorrow. Theoretically. All right, let's go sleep. Wait, you have a bounty on Feng? Okay, 1 more on that. I'm confused. No, Hardin didn't do that. Hardin just said that we have to, like, basically it was just like a watch your step, be careful type deal. Hey, there we go. Got the positive outcome. Could finish it, fingers crossed. Yay! Sleeper! You see Feng coming up the corridor as you step out of Minji's, the kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously. I don't have long, take these. Feng palms you. A couple of those metal thumbnail-sized drives. Ripperworms. My slate has been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets. He squeezes your shoulder. I knew you could do it. Now we will nail these snakes. What do we do? I'm ready. I know what to do. We need to go put ripperworms into their brains. But what do we say, chat? No, the people that upgraded our bounty to assassination was S and ARP. Feng wants you to hack to use Hardin's associates to find proof of his past and present crimes. I'll go the tracking on that. What do we do? 1 and ready like Freddy. For 2, let's just do, what do we do? Hardin's boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You break those access protocols on both of them, and you should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports. Slot in the Ripper Worms into those ports each, and they'll feed me anything and everything stored in Hardin's shadow network. He smiles. Can't wait to see what those juicy plans they have in there. You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to place an order with Minji. You turn for a second, and then look back at Feng, is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises his hand in farewell, and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny Ripperworm drives in your pocket. You smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna will be at Feng for this little excursion. Time to slot some worms. Hardin's agent and Hardin agent. What about soften agents? Oh, duh. Hardin agent port, there we go. Have an aged agent slotted. Port closed. The worm makes a little nest among the agent's data, enjoying your stay, a little friend. Enjoy your stay, little friend. Phew, I do have the dice. I was really worried the game was gonna be mean and not give me the right dice, or require different dice. And you slotting the Ripperworm means a whole load of data on Hardin's activities for Feng. Have an age slotted, port closed. The worm begins tearing through the data cache, spinning out a thread to Feng's terminal. So now we can go talk to Feng. As you walk into the tambour, you quickly spot Feng arguing with Jenna. I guess we approach. As you come up behind Feng, he turns and notices you. Jem stops mid-tirade as you arrive. She turns to you and says, "You again! You here to vouch for his layabout?" Do we say anything or do we stay silent? It's up to you, chat room. It do be up to ye. What do we think? Any ideas, guys? Are we here to vouch or stay silent? I am. She laughs. Well. What are you two up to? Feng winks at you and interjects. It's like I told you, Jenna. I'm helping them out. Getting them settled. Starting their new life out. They're a sleeper, you know? You know what that means? Jenna softens. She looks a little embarrassed. Of course I know. She stops to think. Look, Feng, I get it. You're trying to help. But if you want to keep this job, you're going to have to be a bit more reliable. Feng nods solemnly. Won't happen again, Jenna, I promise. It happened again. She looks suspiciously between you two. Okay, then. She turns to you. And look, I didn't mean to. Just be cool, all right? She turns and walks back to the bar. A citizen sleeper? Yes, a sleeping citizen, theoretically. Well. Didn't know you'd stand up for me, sleeper. Feng claps on you. You on the back? I appreciate the solidarity. He takes out his slate, pulsing you with pale light. Now let's take a look at what you are really here for. The slate is a whirring mess of code streams coming direct from the Ripperworms as they dig through the agent's data and spin into threads for the slate to pick up. Anything good? Looks like junk. We look like a fucking robot. everybody here knows what a sleeper is. That's something that I've kind of come to terms with. Is like, it's sort of like you knowing what a stormtrooper is. It's like we're a well-known type of refugee, and they've seen people like us before. Anything good or looks like junk? Feng scrolls the display with a finger. A lot of junk. A lot of dull as hell message threads, a lot of tedious data caches, but Feng's eyes flash. Definitely some good stuff. He stops the screen scrolling on an entry and expands it. Enhance! Check this out. Feng shows you the screen. You see a bold corporate logo, not Solheim's, and a word below. Conway. Feng. He's working with Conway. Conway Extractions? I think we've heard that word before. I'm just going to say Conway question mark because I've read that before, but I can't remember the context. Conway Extractions. They're an automated extraction corporation. The biggest. They've run drone mining and colony reclamation on massive salvage jobs. He's been speaking with them personally. Got a whole chain of messages here, but it's mostly encrypted or redacted. He rubs his head. Damn it. This is juicy. We can't nail him with it. He scrolls some more. Wait. What's this? A wasteland reclamation facility? Right here on the eye? He gives a glance at you. What's the bet this place is tucked into the wastes? Conway are set up there? Oh, that's where Lem came from? Okay, because I remember I remember hearing about that, but I can't remember the context. I'm guessing so. Got themselves set up in the wastes. Back before the collapse, people would have got there by going down the connected spoke from the hub, but the spoke's broken now, so the only way is the long way, round the rim, past the greenway, and he shows you on his slate. Well, we've been back there before. Feng looks away, thinking. Conway have been making moves on this system since the collapse. I heard that they took over one of Solheim's old belt colonies a while ago. They moved everyone out and reclaimed the whole rock. Why work with Hardin? What's their angle? What do you think? I have the stat now to access it, I think. I think. But it might also be a different skill check. It's not necessarily that one. What's their angle? Hardin has to be offering them something. Feng looks back at the screen. But if Hardin is involved, then we need to check it out. Simple as that. This is a wild goose chase. So what's next? It is a wild goose chase. It's also an untitled goose game. Speaking of wild goose chases, I only have like, I don't know, maybe a dozen cycles left before a fucking intergalactic assassin shows up to cut me in half. So, you know, this is fine. This is fine. You know, to like shut off that tracking device in me anytime you want. So what's next? Yes, pilot. Feng stares into the middle of the distance. We have to get to that facility. The answer to whatever Hardin has been prepping and has been planning has to be there. And we're going to catch him in the act. Give me 5, maybe 6, fuck. Give me 5, maybe 6 cycles, and then I'll see you on the greenway. I seem to remember there's an old service docks in the outer shell up by the Hifia building. Should be a good place to meet. Feng squeezes your shoulder. Thanks again, Sleeper, for sticking with this. 6 cycles. I haven't forgotten about that track of yours either, but I'm going to need to be back in my bay to pull a solution together. He turns to the slate around to you to face you, showing a mass of scrolling code. I've been working on a fix in my brakes. He winks. Feng grins widely. Now I've got to go ask for some time off from Jenna. Wish me luck. And he waves and he walks back to the bar where Jenna is standing. Look. A look of deep exhaustion in her eyes. Welp. I'm gonna save that. Even though there's upgrades available. Maybe you could cover his shift. I don't think that there's an option for that. Yeah, I could try and win cryo, but that's about it. You have a good night, Audio. Ding. All right. We've got 1 turn left before Lem. If I scroll over here, I'm just checking on the mushrooms. 1 turn left for mushrooms. And then that's the tracker that we're waiting on. How many cycles is it? It's 6. It's interesting that that other ship is still there. Yeah, okay. So I need 1 more in, what was that stat? Endure. I'm just going to put 1 more into Endure regardless. And the hub. Yep, there's so much going on and we're coming to the end. Puzzle game? This is not a puzzle game. Have you missed all of this game, Raz? 1 more turn. So this next cycle is gonna be, the next 6 cycles gonna be fucking busy. I need food though, so let's go here. You just tuned in? Well, I don't know how many hours I have in this game now, but this is a narrative. Oh, also this finishes next cycle. This is a narrative-based, like, RPG adventure game with dice and tabletop elements, not a puzzle game. All right, let's sleep. Well, we're what feels like close to endgame in this. Speaking of, Moritz. Oh, hello, you. Hey. Quiet voice greets you as you leave. Sleeper, it's me. Do I know you? Who? It's Bliss's assistant. Looks like he got hit in the head. Chat, who? Or do I know you? I mean, we do know you, but 2 variations of do I know you. Which one do we go with? We've not been introduced. This is true. Do I know you? Moritz, he pauses. I work for Bliss. He rubs the back of his head. You're not an easy person to find. I move around. I don't really have an address. Both of those are true. Want nothing to do with this slacker? How do you know? Jeez, man. We just know that he buys bad parts. That's all. We just know that he's not very good at his job. We don't know that he's a slacker necessarily. One before I move around. I'm gonna go with I don't really have an address. Moritz holds up his hands. Hey, no judgment, it's cool. You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the other to speak. So, what's up? Yeah, well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in, a real big one, and she's asking for you to come up and help her out. He nods sagely. Okay, soon. Soon? He repeats it back to himself. Look, Bliss said I've got to get you right now. So, you know, he shrugs. Now's better than soon. Moritz stands for a little while to unsure if the message got delivered. I've got it. Cool, cool, cool. He looks around. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know? And he rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets. See you, Sleeper. Moritz ambles off down the corridor, kicking the filter cap out of his way. Time to head to Bliss's bay, then. Not directly, though. I got other things to do first. Is there a smiley face on that ship? Interesting. Well, we need to go up there anyway to see what happened to the ship. This is first. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina sitting in the middle of the floor playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina, or where's Lem? You have a good night, Taylor. See you next week. Hi, Mina. Hi, robot, says Mina sullenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking up. Where's Daddy? How are you? What do you think, chat? Bun Bun is sad, says Mina, nodding the toy's head in agreement, like Daddy. You look around, the unit is a mess, dishes and glasses on the sides, some of Mina's clothes piled up in the corner. Mina is sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor, her drawing slate cracked and dark. We can tidy up or we can play with Mina. Yeah, I'm also afraid to ask the daddy question. No strong answer, though. Let's tidy up. You start with the kitchen units, pulling up the dishes in the auto wash and wiping them down. You pile the clothes up next, folding them neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. You started to look at fixing her cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you? He pauses and looks from you to Mina, and then back again. Never mind. He drops a bag by the door and slumps on the couch. Where were you? Everything okay? He did leave the fucking door open. The hell, man? Obviously not, so where were you, I guess? But also, let's see what chat says. One for everything okay? Anything else, chat? Let's out a weak laugh. Forgot the past few cycles now, too? Wish I was so lucky. He looks away at the open door. Look, now's a good time. Now's not a good time. I want to help her. What happened? I just want to know what happened. But they're both true. So, what do you think, chat? One for what happened? What happened? We messed up, that's what happened. We put all of our hopes in someone else's stupid scheme. He pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand? They never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few of the crews, and it turns out only longtime Heaven Age members were issued the Celis ID numbers. And they never planned to consider us. Oh, in before fucking Harden is on that ship. Anyway, Heaven Age say that they didn't know that Heaven Age say they didn't know that was what they were going to use. Heaven Age say that they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the crew draw, to make the draw. And who knows? Maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes, but what does it matter? All these hours in the yards for hand-to-mouth wage, nothing else. He slams his hand down on the sofa. Can't be it. You are giving up. That can't be it. Well, it is. Looks at the open door again. They're moving the side reel up to the hub now. You know, he says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart. They're bringing in a ship with all their cryosleep pioneers and transferring them up in there. Microgravity before loading the crew. We could steal a ticket. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. This is a weird set of decisions that I don't like. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't want to do either of these things. This is a weird option. You'd think that there'd be an option to stay silent, you know? I don't want to sneak aboard. The thing is, though, I don't want to be on that ship. Like, I've been going down this through this storyline because I'm curious about this character, not because I want to get on that ship. Like in a movie, you risk being thrown out the airlock? Yeah. I think we could steal a ticket is maybe a better thing to suggest, so I'm going to go with that way. Lem laughs. There's no tickets. I was joking before. There's just those ID numbers coded into someone's identity. No stealing that. He looks over at me and, look, we'll be fine. We always have been. Just need a little time, he sighs. We had our hearts set on that trip, is all. Mina comes over and climbs onto his lap, and he smiles. What if I got you on board? I'm not giving up. I mean, we know a dock worker, don't we? Who I need to go talk to in a minute. You wouldn't build this guy's hopes up? Yeah, there's also that. Well, I'm not giving up as a null point, whereas this is like an offer, right? I don't know how I would get them on board. I'll just throw it out there and see what happens. I missed you these past 2 cycles. I missed that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around? Be my guest, but I can't get up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure that that side reel will bring in a crowd, but be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there? Ask me. But for now, me and Meanie are here, sticking on the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. I don't want on the ship, so I think we just say thanks. Like, I really don't want to take that ship. So, thanks. No, thank you, Sleeper, for coming by. You stand to leave, and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. And then you are out, back in the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. So much to do, so little time. I need to roll dice to get the fucking fungus out of it? Bruh. Positive? 2 random mushrooms. Yay! Positive? Got all of like this nightmarish problems going on, and here I am fucking harvesting mushrooms. Look at me. So I can export these mushrooms. And he needs these ones. 3 of them. It's difficult to explain at this point. I mean, I streamed this Thursday night last week, and then Tuesday night, and then Wednesday night, and now this night, so we're on day 4 of this. At least I got some money. Work our way up. Huh. Ah, this is the job. I getcha. I'm really sad that we're going to I'm really worried that I'm going to accidentally end up getting on this ship. And I do not want to. Do not want to. So and then this has a timer clock on it. Meaning we have to finish this quickly. So I'm going to try and finish this quickly. This game has a lot of that. This game is all about branching narratives. Fuck. All right, well, I'm out of dice. That was quick. Let's go to sleep again. Well, I guess I could go. Well, no, I can't poke my head in the dock. Actually, hold on. We're gonna buy some stuff from the scrap freighter. Did I just get a full ship mine core? Wow. I didn't even think that was possible. Good lord. That is a lot of money I just made. Like, a lot of money. I was just hoping I'd get some of these components, but no, I got a fucking ship mine core. It means I can go here and export the whole goddamn thing. 150 cryo. Look at that. Feels a lot better than taking blood money, too. And I can go to the derelict unit. I was hoping for a fragment of a ship mine core. Work on repairing that a little bit. Meanwhile, this fuckwit's still here. Let's just go pay for some fried fungus. But yeah, no, this game is all dense writing and branching narratives. That's all this game is, Raz. It's not to be mean, Raz, but I'm trying to finish this, and I don't particularly want to just give you a full lore dump primer. I just want to finish this game. So I'm not going to be explaining everything. I'm just going to be playing. It's all good, but just like we are getting towards the end of this. It's like if you wanted to catch this game, you had to watch while I was playing it. Because there is so much. Like, it's like reading a book. Like, there is so much to this. All right, those are kind of shit dice, but we'll do what we can. So all answers are going to be coming from chat. I'm not going to be doing a ton of that. I can spend this dice and then re-roll the rest. Just want it done. As you both wait in the airlock for the cycle back to the bay, Bliss thumps you on the arm. Nicely done, sleeper. We cleared that contract, no problem. She stretches. Once we are back in the bay, we can check the payment has come through and divide up, and she stretches. Feels good. The airlock clunks and the lights flicker. And a moment later, you are back in the bay where Morince is at the racks, trying to figure out where the mess of tools Bliss left in her wake should be hung. Hey, Morince, leave him be. Do we leave him be or say hello? Hey, Morince. Morince looks over his shoulder. Sleeper. He spins a wrench in his hand. Looked like clean work out there. He nods respectfully. You look over at Bliss, who is already gliding over to her management console. She twirls a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you've ever met moves as well in 0G as she does. It's like she was born into it. Maybe that's why she's so short. Shit! She slams a fist into the console. Shit! Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Look at Morins or ask what's up. We did not get paid? I don't think we did, no. It's probably nothing. You're probably nothing. Also, hi. What's up? I can't even. Bliss closes her eyes. Come here. Bliss calls you over. Look at this. Just look. She spins the terminal screen at you and the details of the bay's account. You see an entry for Ember's Wake, a repair fee paid in full, the moment you finished up the job. But directly after, the whole amount was transferred back into an unknown account. The hell? How can this happen? I think this was going to happen regardless, would be my guess. But what the hell? This is the work of my ex. She punches the terminal. He must have coded a backdoor into the machine before he left. She rubs her forehead. There's no way we can... She pauses, thinking, Morins, throw me over that wrench. Is she going to break the console? You going to fix it, or what's that for? I think she's going to smash it. You going to fix it? Morin spins the wrench across the bay. She smiles. Something like that. Bliss brings the wrench down on the terminal hard. You flinch backwards as a hail of computer parts spill up into the bay in a glittering arc. Fragments of the screen, memory, sections of casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench to her tool belt. Try backdooring your way into that, you shit. Morins drifts out of the bay. Morins drifts out from his hiding place amongst the racks. Bliss, he says tentatively, you want me to? And he looks at the arc of fragments drifting around the bay nervously. Bliss shakes her head. No, she sighs. I've got it. You've got to get me a new terminal, cheapest you can find. Cobble one together from pieces of the ore exchange if you have to. God, I hope so, Garga. Someone's got to break her ex's kneecaps. They're going to charge me for it, aren't they? Bliss? He looks over at you. I'm good. I'm good now. Bliss glides over to the panel by the wall. Don't worry. One of the first things I had installed when we spec'd this place out was a cleaning sweep, and she flicks over a plastic cover on the huge red button. Watch yourself. She hammers the button and a row of laser emitters unfold from the bay wall, and they start crawling their way across the work area, frying the debris as they do in pulses of burning light. Bliss smiles. It's that or just space the whole bay every few cycles. You okay? I love how you okay is so often a response. What now? Bliss says. Sighs, we keep at it. The cleaning sweep buzzes and crackles as it works its way across the bay. That account wasn't everything. I'm not that stupid. Once Morins gets back, I'll secure it and flush everything else. She flicks a nearby piece of debris into the path of the sweep. Clean break. Then we make another contract, and that's it. And she shuts off the sweep and reaches the near end of the bay. You don't want the cryo back? I'm in. What do you think? Hey, Doc. Good evening. You don't want the cryo back? Oh, I want it, but it's gone. You could have transferred it anywhere. She looks out across the hub. And even if I knew where he was, the last thing I want to do is ever see him again. She rubs her forehead. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you worked for this too, but next time won't be the same. Better not be. Sir X Harden? I think Harden's pretty softened in that general vicinity, so. Also, hey, Red Dragon, good evening. You went to sleep and I'm still here. I mean, this is the standard for me these days. Scam. I honestly don't care if it's a scam. As you can see, I've already made back the money that she tried, or that I spent on this place double, so it's fine. Better not be. I'm doing this mostly for the dialogue and the entertainment more than anything, so I honestly don't care if it's a scam. She looks away. See you in a few cycles. Morins will let you know. She kicks off into the bay to finish cleaning up. I mean, soon enough, it'll be morning here, too. I mean, it's only 9:15 here. Let's scout the dock. Side wheel is being... You watch the loading crews and bring going back and forth in their paths and entryways. Could this work? It's not a bad roll. Okay. You ask a few off-duty workers about schedules and systems and get a few useful tips. You hope against hope that there's a chink in the Sidereal Horizon's vast armor. It's kind of funny because, like, the Sidereal Horizon on one hand seems like a really cool option, but on the other hand, it's like, I don't want to sit on a fucking ship for that long. But we'll take what we can get at the end of the day. How many turns do we have left on this? 4? All right. Well, I do have one I do have one roll left, so let's... This is a safe roll. Got 2 more random mushrooms. Hey, we got the ones that I needed. Sweet. This is a quest line I've had since the very beginning of the game. Yeah, I need to get 2 more scrap parts for the new place. So now I've given it the mushrooms. That's a 3-turn churn. Going to buy a ration. And then I guess we go back to renovating and working on the ship up top. This is a assassin clock for anybody who doesn't know. That's coming to kill me. All right, well, we got some good dice. Let's go up and work on the ship first. %, posy. You watch the loading crews going back and forth, noting their paths. Could this work? You hope against hope. Use the not 6. Oh, hey, Caster. Quite the achievement, isn't she? Tender Salus, you must be proud. You recognize the resonating voice of Caster. Immediately turn to see him, but hidden tucked into the shadows near the viewing platform. Let's address him. Caster. I see you remember our game. Good. Well, I mean, it was only like a few minutes ago, so. But anyway, I see you remember our game. Good. He looks around, but the platform is clear. I'm afraid you'll have to wait for a rematch. Microgravity doesn't makes Tolva a little difficult. He smiles broadly. He's a data broker. Castor walks out to stand beside you on the platform. The telltale clunk of the magnetic boots accompanies his slow crossing. He notices you looking at them. I don't much like it up here, he explains. I hear there was some trouble at the Heaven Age shipyard when they announced the results of the crew lottery. They should have put that in double quotes. They screwed us. I was there. Which one do we say, chat? Both are true? It's up to you, though. He screwed us. Get to the point. This is true. That would get us to the point. I know, he sighs, meeting her eye. An ugly business. Zealots are too used to the way things work in the core. Exploitation is the only logic they know. He gestures out at the side reel. You know why they built this monstrosity on the eye? Money or control? Both. Both are true. What do you want to say? Makes you a straight shooter with this guy. This is like one of the few people I actually kind of trust on this station, I'll be honest. Although the gang couple was fun. But, you know. Control is your idea? I mean, cheap labor, probably. Money's probably not wrong, but I think control is a better thing to say. Certainly there is no corporate oversight out here. But that's not all. He stares at the pristine yellow hull. Celis built it here, says Castor gravely, because they don't want anyone to know it exists. He rubs his forehead. And security is something I cannot abide. He turns to face you. There are people being loaded onto that ship as we speak. Sleeping people, locked in cryosleep, like the person that you were emulated from. There are hundreds of them, and Celis wants to send them out to a planet at the edge of the settled systems without anyone knowing where it is. But you, Sleeper, can do something about that. You, like me, you deal with data. You can read it out of the air. With someone like you on that ship, security isn't a problem. You can ping back whenever I need it, as long as you are on board. With you on side reel and some minor modifications, he pauses, you will be my eyes and ears, and I will keep track of Celis, Celis's grand project through you. Huh. In short, says Castor, stretching, I can get you aboard, Sleeper, but I'm going to need you to help me. That was also unexpected. I have no fucking idea, Frog, to be completely honest with you. He's a data broker. That's all I know. Quite literally. I'm getting a text from my aunt. The data fences is covering up. The writing blew your mind. So this, my aunt just sent me a text asking me to check in for tomorrow. So here's what I'm gonna say about this writing, chat. I'm gonna be blunt with you. This game has had like 11 twists in the last 2 hours, and I didn't see a single one of them coming. That's how fucking good this writing is. Holy fuck. Like actually, that is how good this writing is. Like, I've lost count of the number of times this game has made me go, whoa, didn't see that coming. And it's not because, like, we've been trying to, like, predict shit in chat this whole fucking game, and every single time we're fucking wrong. It's wild, actually. This game does not have any right to be this fucking good. What the hell? All right, should be done texting with my aunt. Yeah, like they take a cliche, they string it out in front of you for a little bit, and then they smack it in half. It's wild. But, who are you? I'm a concerned party. Someone who likes to... Also, like, we didn't find this guy until, like, just minutes ago. Anyway, we could have missed this dude. What the fuck? I wonder if he would have shown up regardless of the game, actually. He might have, but he might not have. Fuck. Anyway, I'm a concerned party. Someone who likes to know what is happening and when it is happening, not afterwards. It's not just me. I'm not going. I think it's not just me is the right response. At least the proper path for the outcome I would want if I were to get an outcome out of this. You have a good night, pilot. We'll see you when we see you, dude. Yes, your friend Lem. That can be arranged. It is difficult, not impossible. The condition is, of course, that you go too. Caster clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around side reel. It's a simple offer. I'm assuming when he says Lem, he also means meanie, but Caster clunks closer to the window, watching the tugs wheeling around side reel. It's a simple offer, but the only one that will get you on that ship. Please consider it. He turns back, silhouetted against the ship. But to make it happen, I need your assistance. As I said, there is a Celis Foundation ship docked in the now empty shipyard. I need data from its servers. This will allow me to produce the IDs necessary for your transit. And I don't think, this is like putting them into cryosleep. This isn't like being awake either. Caster looks over his glasses at you. Celis aren't stupid, though. Their ship is totally isolated from the station. You'll need to get on board if you want access to the Airwald servers. Once you have the data, meet me at your friend's unit, and we can give him the good news. He smiles. I noticed his importance to you, and the little one's so cute. You don't extract the data before Sidereal Horizon leaves the hub, then I will get a message. We have other options, but you are certainly my preferred one. But when you act, Sleeper, but be sure to act, Sleeper, once you take the data from Celis. You'll set off a series of events that will likely be hard for you to untangle yourself from. Either way, I recommend you stop asking around here. You are bringing a lot of attention to yourself. Caster glances around as if to emphasize his point. There are only a handful of cycles until departure. Make your decision. With that, Caster marches back off the platform, the sound of his mag boots fading away, leaving the counterplate and the sidereal horizon, and the part it may play in your future. All right, well, So where's the parked ship, though? Caster's offered you a second chance. If you cooperate, perhaps you could be leaving on the sidereal horizon. After all, steal the Celis data. The question is, how do I get it? Because they don't want to know where the ship is going? Yeah, but we could get off world with people that we know. That's the thing. But actually, we don't know who he's working for. He could be working for them. But it's in the shipyard, so I guess this way? Oh, that thing. Well, we're doing it. This is the route we're going, guys. All right. We can finish that next turn, I think. I wasn't interested in getting on that ship until he said that they're not willingly going. At that point, it's like, all right, fuck it. This is too cool. I need to know. And like I always said, right? This game's on Game Pass. If you want to see other possible outcomes, I recommend playing this yourself. And like Norco, I think I will probably be going for other outcomes on my own time anyway. This shit's just too cool. Now do I do this? Nope. Okay, so now we go here to extract Celis's data. You're in, maybe. If you do this right, you might be able to pull something more than just IDs. Fucking hell, that's a lot of money. Unassigned sells IDs, golden tickets for the sidereal. When you arrive at Lemon Mina's unit, Caster is already waiting outside, leaning beside the door. Forgive me, sleeper, but Celis is already buzzing with news of the breach. I was expecting you. Will this work? I don't like you tracking me. Although it is kind of funny that you put in that point earlier that he's putting poison into your head, right? Everyone's tracking you? This is true. Don't worry. The breach cannot be traced to specific IDs that I'm about to create. Caster reaches into his pocket and produces a sleek green and white hand terminal. The data, please. What is that? Or hand it over? It's a little on the nose. It's a little on the nose, but kind of in a good way. I don't know. I'm so intrigued by the information that he's given us that it's like, do not tease, hand it over. True. You hand it over. A drive with the data, and Caster fishes around for the converter cable to hook it up. He slots it into the terminal, and after some whirring, set off 2 transparent films marked with numeric sequences are produced. 2 tickets to an uncertain future. Caster smiles to himself. The child will go with Lem, of course, and he pockets them. These are yours, but first, he holds out a white cube. Your side of the deal. I'm going to ask what it is, because I'm curious. Something to help us make use of you. He passes you the square, and you rest it in your palm. A small, white, perfect cube. Suddenly you feel a sharp pain, a flinch. The cube jumps from your hand and rattles along the rockway. You look at Castor apologetically. Castor smiles. Not to worry. It has done its job. Now, it is for you to do yours. You look down and see a tiny pinprick in the center of your palm. Nothing sinister. Castor puts the terminal away. This way we can keep track of you on the sidereal horizon. I didn't agree to this. That is true. But I sort of did. I didn't agree to that specifically. Whatever you need to do. Excellent. Castor hands you the transparent films, and you see shimmering portraits of you and Lem flickering beneath the surface. Go! Give them the good news. And he reaches across and buzzes the unit. Lem slides the door open, half dressed in his gear. Sleeper, what brings you up here? Come in. He beckons you inside. You look to the side, expecting to see Castor, but the wall is empty. The unit is clearer, better organized than last time, and Lem sits on a thin bar and gestures you to sit. Mina's with some of the local kids. Someone has started doing lessons down the way. She seems to like it. Do we sit or stand? Why do I have a feeling he's not going to go with us? Why is this a question? You're getting meta? I feel like this is... That's it. You sit at the bar. What's up, sleeper? Play for time. I have some good news. Yeah, the fact that they're giving us options here makes me think that this is bad. I have some news. Play for time. Let's just be straight. Out with it then. Lem laughs. Why does it keep checking us? It's what this game does, dude. Yeah. I have the Celis IDs for us. You have? Lem freezes. How? He blinks rapidly, as if to wipe you from his vision. Does that mean... Yep. Or we're leaving. Well, what should we say, chat? We're leaving or just yep? We're leaving. Lem stands up and paces around the unit. We have to pack. He starts laughing. Holy shit, we have to pack. He turns back to you smiling. How the hell did you swing this? I made a deal. I think that's more accurate. But I don't know if... Do we call Castor a friend? I don't know about that. I don't know if we call Castor a friend. I made a deal. What a deal. Color me impressed. You show him the ID films, and he whistles at the portraits. Impressive stuff. He pats you on the shoulder. You should stay until Mina gets home. We can tell her together. I kind of want to stay. I'm trying to think, what else do we have to do? You're correct. He is an operative, and we're his asset. Yep. I mean, I'm trying to think what else we can do on the station right now, and it's not much. Let's just wait. The buzzer goes. That'll be her. Lem gets up and opens the door, and Mina, A bundle of energy and life rushes into the room. Robot, she shouts. Lem picks her up. Mina, you won't believe what they brought us. You flash her the passes, and she looks confused. We're going away after all, meanie. And he lifts her up above her head on the big, beautiful ship. Mina screams, and Lem laughs, and he puts Mina down, and she runs over to you and hugs your legs. I love you, robot, she says quietly, so only you can hear. IDK, what say? This one's up to you. What do you think, chat? I love you too. I love you too. I don't know. Yeah, man. Fuck, this game's a lot, dude. And a while later, when you leave, you didn't even think to check for Castor by the door until it's too late. You stop and turn halfway down the walkway, but there's nothing there. Even that little white cube is gone. So you keep walking back through the low end, deep in thought, excited and scared all at once. So I'm curious about where the clock is for preparations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm assuming 7 cycles. In before, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have scrap currently? No. Can I get some? Yes. That's not what I'm worried about, though. Well, we got 2 until Feng, so we got to focus on this. We have 2 cycles to do stuff. Let's go get scrap. Let's go buy some scrap, even. Try and get that apartment. I could also try and get Fuckwad's protection. I don't want to do that. That's dangerous. Yes, our energy is indeed pretty low. Okay, so this red loading bar back here, when this fills up, an assassin shows up to kill us, named Maywick. Quite literally. How much is... Alright, let's re-roll these. This is how you can tell I'm getting desperate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I put all of my fucking dice into this every single day, I could make it. But we get to talk with Emphis first, so that's good. Let's just go here and work in the noodle manufacturer, which is safe, because I can get energy without having to pay anything. I guess the question is, we can focus on one of 2 things. We can focus all of my dice to try and get the Compressor Club people not pissed at Fuckwad, and then maybe he'll protect me. Or we can focus everything on Disable the Tracker, which is probably what we need to do. So I'm going to lean on focusing everything on disabling the tracker. We'll take an injection the night before that clock is up. so that we have 4 dice. So the service dock is up here. So we take the stabilizer this cycle. Because fuck Ethan. Actually, hold up. Let me check something. I'm curious about something. Aw, I was kind of hopeful about something, but it's not the case. Oh well. There is scrap back here, I think. Yeah, we can go for scrap back here. That should be enough for that new apartment. Let's go get that. Maybe that'll give us something else. Also, that's done. Oy vey. Still have to seal the unit. I was kind of hoping that's all we needed to do, but... Emphis, character I haven't spoken with since the very beginning. This was the first person we talked to when we got here. Emphis is preparing the Groll caps. He has had to heavily adapt his recipe. He says, but the smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish white bulb that you have never seen before. And he is slicing it finely. He brushes and slices the mushrooms and then places them in the wok with a sliced bulb and the oil. And they caramelize in there, in the well-worn crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is the final touch. We have a moment, Sleeper. And he smiles. Do you have a story? I like this character. He's like the most neutral character in the game. He's almost essentially your character's therapist. Something in the scent of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia, something distant and melancholic. And it seems like the story should match that feeling somehow, but maybe you feel better for telling it. Do we recall our oldest memories or tell another Sleeper story? What do we want, chat? Oldest memories from the previous person who had our mind, or a story of being a Sleeper? Sleeper stories? Well, the thing about the Sleeper stories is those are Sleeper stories that we know is us, right? So Sleeper stories? You start by explaining what it was like to work alongside the other Sleepers, or at least what you remember of it, after your long trip through the void. You try to explain that the close proximity you lived and worked in didn't always engender the kind of closeness you might imagine, and that mostly each Sleeper was just as lonely as another. You do remember one, however, an extractor who you ended up on an asteroid extraction detail with. Like most Sleepers, they had a few nascent memories left behind from a person that they were emulated from, but these memories almost exclusively focused on a daughter, and they could never fully recall. All they had of her was a handful of half-eroded memories and emotions, both someone else's and also their own. You recall how this one cycle, the Sleeper simply kicked off from the asteroid into the black, their propulsion units firing until they were empty. You tell Emphis how you watched them fade away and wink out and suddenly lost in the void. After that, you stare quietly for a long time, watching Emphis cook. Emphis finishes cooking and meets your eye. I'm sorry, Sleeper, for your troubles. He puts the wok on the side. I appreciate you sharing them with me. He smiles. I hope this lightens you a little. He passes you a bowl and heaps the grollies onto it, their yellow color mixing in with the pale sauce in whorls and blooms. Eat. The dish is delicious. Filling it warms you. As you eat, in a way you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. Filling it. It warms you as you eat. In a way that you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. It is a small mercy. Thank you that SNR left you with this pleasure. Many of the main features of frames are there to simulate human experience. You know that much. Emulated minds cannot be rewired so that their need for embodied experience must be met. And that is why you breathe even when you do not need air. Without that simulation and the sensation of drawing, it would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it and to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power, so much is wasted. And yet, while you eat this food and feel warmth, nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you. As you finish, Emphas takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning, and he smiles at you, and neither of you feel the need to say anything more. Instead, you simply exchange nods and walk your separate ways into the bright market. Somehow changed. So now I could make him or get him to make us another mushroom dish. For right now, we need to finish up our dice. Let's gamble on one. Food therapy and also lore details about how our body works. So I could either go for hacking, or I could reroll. Generate with what's his name turned off? Did the gang degenerate with what's his name turned off? I don't know what that means. The gang degenerate with what's his name? Could go work at the Overlook. No, he wasn't a person. We actually killed him in the process, but he was essentially a mind-controlled husk. He wasn't living. Okay. Let's do a hack. Never know what we might need. Shit, I forgot to... Hold up. Nobody saw that. I definitely didn't just, like, scum a save. Nobody saw that. I forgot to put a thing in a thing. Alright. Do that. Press that button. Fix that bar. Then end cycle. I didn't just save scum. You just save scum, chat. Nah. I'm tired. It's my excuse. Alright. At least we got good dice. Sleeper, it's Moritz waiting for you on your way out. How have you been? Busy. I see. He nods. Well, I'll get right to the point. Bliss sent me down here. We've scored another contract, and she needs your help. That's the message. He pauses. Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but you did good work. Bliss knows that. That's on her. Moritz flinches. She's doing her best, all right? I know. He nods. See you up there. Moritz turns and strides off, leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss. Maybe this time you think to yourself it'll work out. I'm still not entirely sure. So when it says wait for preparations to be... Sidereal Horizon will be set out. You will either be on board or not. When it says wait for preparations to be completed, I'm assuming that's what it's talking about. But it doesn't say preparations anywhere on there. I'm kind of paranoid it's just gonna fucking leave without me like a turn early or something. All right, let's go speak with our friend Feng. Oh, hey, he's not wearing the weird cloak anymore. When you enter the service dock, Feng is already set up, crouched among the stacks of equipment. He is leaning over a terminal, bathed in a blue glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper, what do you think? Turns out not everyone in Heaven Age is set against me. A couple of my old systems pals managed to ship me some of my old gear. And he gestures at the pile of blinking hardware. Well, I guess we'll keep with character from before. Nice kit. Feng does a mock bow. What do you think, chat? What are we looking at, or any updates? Also, I do have to say thank you, everybody, for sticking around so late. We are about to hit 13 hours of stream, so cheers, guys. Your decider comes up empty. Thank you for reading me a bedtime story. You're welcome, Doc. What are we looking at? One massive smoking gun. He raises his eyebrows. Feng beckons you over, and he has a set of scans of the wastes on his terminal with heat maps of activity and overlaid, and a chunk of the derelict rim. This is blotchy with bright and red and orange marks. Does this look like a wasteland to you? Feng shakes his head. There's hundreds of Conway machines out there, all lined up in concealed hangars, and a whole underground facility to support them. Arden has got a crew out there putting them together, and they must have been shipped in piece by piece through the shipyard, ready for assembly out here. Why? They're planning on something. No one needs hundreds of heavy-duty reclamation drones to run this kind of operation. Maybe Hardin masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the wastes, but there's no way this is about pulling scrap off the eye. Feng looks worried. Why Conway's in the mix? I bet there's no one in Heaven Age. I bet no one in Heaven Age knows a corporation is setting up on the station. They aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I can get. The wastes is cut from the eye's cloud of networks, and the Greenway is a total dark zone. No data can come in or not. We can't hack them? I can try. We can't hack them? We can't from here. He turns and winks. That's why I'm gonna pay them a visit. Wow. You forget. Heaven Age come in and out of all their all cycle. I should be able to get in as long as no one sees me. He grimaces playfully. But I need you on the outside to help disable the security systems and cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside, I can open up nodes in their network and we can work in tandem. It's a massive facility buried deep down there. Miles of corridor eventways wrapped around cargo bays and hangars, so it'll be more than a few cycles to work through. Fucking fuck. But as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip what we need out of there. The thing is, and the reason I keep cursing, is because every time they say just a few cycles, it's like, I don't have a few cycles. He pulls a handful of ripper worms from his pocket and then hands them to you. These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage, so make them count. I modified them slightly. This time they'll need to feed their data threads back into the system that they are tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it like we did with the agents, hack the nodes, I ping the locate ports for the security system, and then slot the worms into those systems. And then let them go to town. He points to a fuzzy silhouette of the buried facility on the terminal. There is the entryway, and this is where you can get access and slot the first worm. That'll fry their perimeter systems and get me past the cordon. What I need from you is you keep your eyes on the facility. After you kick things off, you can see me pop up a security system, a server bank. You need to break in and slot a ripper to disable it as I can. If I can't, that's what I want to say. If I can't, Feng gives you a hard look. You miss a system, you wait too long, they're gonna find me. Simple as that. He claps you on the shoulder. I need you. Focused on this one. Fuck. I'm going to let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. I'll leave the tracker running on the terminal there, so you can come back here if you want to see my progress. He affectionately pats you on top of the screen. I don't like this. Got it. Don't worry. You can run things around their protocols. I've seen it. Feng gets up. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations and then slot that worm. He stretches. Just don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all this sneaking around. Once I'm inside, we'll get proof we need to end this whole thing no matter what. And he crouches to check the terminal. We can't take longer than 6 cycles on this thing. Remember that. I hope I can do it faster than 6 cycles. He stands up. Oh, and one last thing. He lowers his voice. If I get caught, or if you can't reach me, or we run out of time, there's one thing I need you to do. What? You take whatever I managed to pull at that point, all the data, and you slot the stuff straight into the relay I have set up here. And he points at a pile of servers and terminals and hooked into the dock with cables as thick as your arm. I repurposed the dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in it. Anyone with a terminal, a slate, or a server on the eye will see it. And it means Heaven Age and Yadigan, the hub, everyone. No matter what, Harden isn't sneaking away this time. And he grins. Do I even have 6 cycles? I don't think I do. I've got a bit more to do here, but the moment you slot in that first worm, I'll make my move. And he gives you a parting smile and turns back to the terminal. The nerves hit as you make your way out of the service dock. I'm gonna go check the ship on the in the center, because I don't think I have 6 cycles. But he says at most 6 cycles, so maybe we can get it done quicker than 6? Yeah, the ship 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got 5. I feel like this game is designed to do this, but let's play along. We'll do what he says. If we don't have time and we can't get her done, we'll relay it. There it is. And for Maywick, I don't fucking know, dude. We'll find out. I also don't have enough cycles to make what's-his-face happy. So, I don't have enough cycles to get Ethan on my side. I could have, but I didn't. As you slot the worm, a thread jumps up out of the facility and it unspools in front of you, releasing its data like ink in the water. Sleeper, Feng's voice crackles through, moving in. Nodes, then ports, whir of interface, slot the worms. Timer starts now. Stay safe. The thread dissipates. You're on your own now. Remember, hacking is what I've teched into entirely, right? So, hopefully this gives me some bonuses towards this path. The first layer of security, ring of doors, is around the central facility. Time to open them up. I need a 4, 3, or a 2. I need to re-roll dice in a second. This is the first time I'm reloading dice and hoping to get a smaller roll. All right. Four, two, or one. Put the Ripper Worm in. Fuck. Well, that one will take a 6 or a 1. How about this one? I think that he's just saying that it'll take a maximum of 6. So if we focus on this, like I was saying earlier, maybe we can get this done. Fingers crossed. The issue is I'm kind of abandoning Bliss, but... Yeah, okay, so there's a 6-turn mandatory clock on that. We have to get it done within 6 turns. So as long as we get it done within 6 turns, we're good. I should go buy food. We're going to try and get both of those threads done. That's what we're focusing on. If we don't help Bliss, then they got our investment. They'll do fine, I'm sure. Save that for another playthrough. I need to take a piss. I'll be back in a sec. Speaking of, we have 3 cycles till Maywick. I mean, if Maywick shows up and kills us, I'll be kind of sad, but I have this weird feeling that Maywick's not going to show up and kill us. Maybe I'm calling Ethan's bluff too heavily, but I hope you guys are enjoying this. Cross. Yeah, so the clock that he's talking about is this. It's a 6 turns clock, and that's his progress. So we've completed 2/3 of the progress already, and we've only got 1 tick on the clock. So we should be able to complete this turn. Oh shit, I have a skill upgrade. I should save... Actually, we have to wait anyway. So I just need to get that last Ripper Worm in, essentially. Let's use the 2. Also, chat, just out of curiosity, how many people are listening? Can I get a round of beers? If you're listening to the stream, just type in the word beer. This is the final layer that controls the surveillance, which, with this down, Feng should be able to control the facility's cameras. If anybody is new here, that's basically just the channel's like, hey, can I get some hype? But in this case, I'm using it as like a roll call, because this is really late for me. All right. A thread from the facility cuts through the cloud like a hairline crack of light. But that's it. The final layer of security is broken. Somewhere buried in the depths of the station, Feng is in control. He is slicing into the camera control circuits and piping out the result. The thread flickers and unravels into an image, a scene. 2 figures in a room. One sat, the other pacing. The pacing figure resolves into Harden, who's essentially a very old, artificially extended life, I guess, somehow, or like eternally youth type bullshit, person who was part of the corporation who founded this station, who is evil and somehow still alive even after the corporation's lost connection with the station and seems to be trying to reconnect them with a different / worst corporation. Anyway, the pacing figure resolves into Harden. Unmistakable, superior posture. The shock of gray hair. The second, features don't seem to resolve. They are vague, uniformed. A problem with the data, perhaps? You look closer, and then you see it. The figure is a proxy. Perhaps you could have expected it from Conway. Also, if it's the guy that got us onto the ship, I'ma cry. A corporation whose very existence is owed to automation. The proxy is a machine designed to be piloted by remote connection, someone elsewhere in the system puppeteering it with their own body. Okay, so it's like it's another artificial life form. Okay. It's like those walking iPads with a camera on the top. Speaking, so it may speak. The proxy sits impassively on, or the Conway executive is piloting them, does from a distant safety of some ship or orbital colony, perhaps. We can move forward, there is no doubt, Hardin is saying. The reclamation teams are almost ready, and after that, I will make the declaration. Nothing has to change. The proxy leans forward, its movement stilted, uneven, as if its body language was refracted through water. But things must change, Hardin. We need further assurances. And I have been informed of a breach in one of the closed networks in the low end, that you have been careless. Hardin waves the accusation away. We have been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data of value was lost. Our board is concerned, Hardin. A drop in our value would be unwelcome at this time. The proxy leans back. Its posture dominant. The reclamation of AE1 is contested, then we should be drawn into a compromising legal position. Hardin approaches the proxy. There will be no contest, not from Solheim, who cannot muster a defense, not from Heaven Age, who will fall into line below me. And he crouches in front of the seated figure, eye to eye. I always wonder, can I click this? Maybe don't do that. And the people of this station, refugees, gangs, and spacers, all either opportunists or degenerates. Heaven Age is no longer strong, no longer united, and no one here believes in Erlen's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. I sat across from him at the negotiating table. He was forceful and eager and weakened by his I know that word, but I can't say it. Ideological convictions, perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled, and it cannot survive. It is a ruin filled with squatters and outlaws. They will be lucky if it still spins in 100 cycles, Hardin stands. You will move forward with the reclamation because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage, you will lose claims on the remaining palladium, and without the palladium, your factories will need to go dark. And he pauses. Do I need to continue? One moment, comes the response from the proxy, and its head drops to its chest. Hardin steps back and paces once more, awaiting the decision taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Hardin as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on within a mind like that? In the mind of a man who would burn all those around him for a path to some imagined golden end. The path that lifts its head. The proxy lifts its head. We are happy to proceed. We can legally claim the station formerly known as Solheim AE1 as salvage within 6 cycles. Another 6 cycles. Heaven Age is to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway housing and labor facilities. And the proxy judders to its feet. Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of this reclamation process after losses have been accounted for. Hardin nods. I accept. The proxy reaches out to shake his hand in like a marionette, and then the recording loops. You watch it play out a second time, gripped by a horrified fascination. There is a bluntness to the conversation that is that has to its blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Things to be moved, to be used, to be fed into structures crushed and losses accounted for in the cells of tables and the margins of ledgers. You realize now that you are no different than anyone else on this station. The eyes of the people in that room and those like them. Each body here can be recast as a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment, they can be named a citizen, celebrated, protected, and in another, the very idea of a citizen can be used against them. And that is what it means to live in proximity to a system like this. No longer, not while the eye spins. You gather the recording and pack it into a polygon of purest light. And then you drift down to the service dock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place that polygon of data, that recording, into the relay system, Feng prepared, and you watch as it bursts out, a web of threads, heading out into the black, into every networked device on the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. Well, that looks like all the nodes back here then. Hubba dubba 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 dubba. That was dense. Okay. I don't know where Feng's at. I mean, I haven't gotten any dialogue saying he's dead or nothing. But Feng's Bay has a dot on it. 2 cycles. Heaven Age in crisis. The building is in chaos and most of it is in total lockdown. No one will give you a straight answer about Feng or Harden. That's a negative clock, though. Nothing there. But we certainly caused a shitload of problems for a lot of people. Well, I guess all we can do is, we have 2 cycles until that clock's done. There's 4 on that one. Shit is popping off literally everywhere, though. Not necessarily that, but... Oy vey. Good thing we got some good dice. So this is that ship repair job that we were talked about to this yesterday morning. All right, well, that's scary. So this seems to be like a farm unit that we're repairing. Sacrifice a section. Vent a section, you'll be better off saving the remaining crops, but you will lose some in the process. The question is how many. Or reinforce the bulkheads. Welding in zero-G farm is tricky. The torch and the heat and the sealant and everything can do damage to the crop you are trying to save. All right, well, looks like we have a critical action, which I'm going to put the good dice into. It's a 100% positive result, so we're fine there. Let's throw that into there. Reroll our dice. Throw it into there. All right. So far, so good. Helping Bliss. Let's descend. God, I'm so fucking stressed. I can't even, like, explain. Like, there's shit everywhere, and I don't really know how this is gonna end. Like, at all. Let's go get some rations. I'm waiting for a second skill point. Oh, no, actually, no, you're right. Right, yeah, I was gonna do that. Thank you for reminding me. I got the second skill point. Well, I got 3 cycles left. What, that I'm stressed? The fun of it's the writing and the experience. The stress is not fun. But this game is triggering all of my anxiety nodes in my brain. Well, at least this will kick in the nick of time, I guess. Seeing how it plays out. I mean, I'll be less stressed once that bar is full. How's that? God, this is what's stressing me out, though. That's what's stressing me out. Let's go finish this. It's the same job as before. Can't do another one in that one. Let's just finish her. Please don't negative. Please don't negative. Please don't negative. Neutral, it's fine. You and Bliss are floating in the bay's airlock, waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes. As you wait, they float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Do we say clean work or stay silent? See, here's the thing. We finished all of the gang storylines, right? There is no more gang lines left. I have 2 cycles, including this one. There literally is like no way I can do anything else in the low end. Like I don't have time. I'm just dead if I go that way. Like literally, if I try and get protection, anything outside of the removal of the tracker, I don't have time. Like it's fact. One last Bliss chat. Let's go. Bliss bows a little. Well, thank you, sleeper. You didn't do bad yourself. She checks her tool belt and seems like we are getting into a good. It seems like we are getting into a good rhythm. Now, the familiar sequence of clunks and rattles sound out, and then the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know, something once again has gone wrong. What's all this? Bliss asks, confused. Looking at Moritz, beside him are a set of crates anchored to the bay floor, and he has clearly just brought them in through the bay's freight lock. Moritz looks nervously between the two of you before answering. It's payment. Runs his hand along the crate. The Sycamore Seed crew just brought them over. He stops, but seeing the look on Bliss's face, he adds, they were very thankful. Bet they were, she clenches her fist. What the hell's inside? Moritz leans over and struggles with the catches on each side and on top of the crate. When he does, Bliss turns to you. Don't say it. Bliss stares into space. Don't you dare say it. I'm going to stay silent. She gives you a hard look. This isn't my fault. Moritz finally gets the catches free. Moritz finally gets the catches free and the lids float off, drifting up into the bay. Small brown lump floats out with it, and Moritz catches it and passes it. That is, puppy! No, probably mushrooms, I would guess. Mushroom! Bliss finishes. A damn mushroom. They paid us in mushrooms? Not just mushrooms. He holds out a clump of tightly packed leaves. Produce! Bliss starts laughing. God damn, Haifa commune. I should have known. They don't have chit to rub between them. She knocks a small brown mushroom across the bay. Stop, Bliss. Moritz grabs her hand. These are good. Fresh. We can sell them. To who, Moritz? Are we running grocers now? We need cryo. Otherwise, this whole bay will be shut down. I can't pay for parts with leafy greens, she wiggles them in Moritz's face. I can use them. Bliss raises an eyebrow. Oh, what? 4-hole crates? Even you can't be that hungry. You can take a few, but the rest will sell, she smiles to herself. Or at least Moritz will sell them, if he is so eager. Moritz closes up the crates and starts moving them. It isn't that bad, Bliss. It's a step in the right direction. He glances at you, looking for backup. They'll sell well, or it's not great. Does that have a bomb on the end of it? No, it's like a... Okay. I kind of like Moritz. I don't know, he seems cool. They'll sell well. Bliss sighs. Looks like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers. She laughs. Prove me wrong, then. Show me this is a windfall. And she kicks away towards the new patched-together terminal. Until then, working on how to keep this place open. Morin smiles. Thank you. And he goes back to moving the crates. You better be on your way, too. Well, I guess we go into the low end. Let's check in here. Also, they gave me the mushrooms I don't need to get another story, but what's the status of this? Good work on this. Maybe we'll get us an apartment before we have to leave or die. Fuck. Well, we'll see whatever that is tomorrow, so don't have to wait too long. Let's just wait and gain some energy back. Weird new sound I haven't heard before. Alrighty, Feng. What do you got for me? This is my last cycle. Feng grins at you as the bay door slides open. Above, in the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened, and they speak in hushed tones. They organize endless meeting after endless meeting, and Heaven Age have avoided a full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. Feng is in good spirits and bundles you inside before you even have a chance to greet him. That was the slickest operation I've ever seen. The station has seen. And he hugs you firmly. You made my job easy. He shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. And then he smiles. I get to watch through the cameras as the Heaven Age security, as the Heaven Age security that weren't in on it assaulted the station. And Feng smiled. One of them straight up whacked Harden with a pistol. It was beautiful. Hell yeah. What do we think? They have him, or what are they going to do with him? I'm assuming they have him. Matter they killed him. What are they going to do with him? I'm not sure anyone knows, but he is cooperating in disarming his operation and scaring off Conway. Maybe they'll exile him when they are done, or hand him over to some core authority, Feng shrugs. Now, I know he won't be an issue, and I'm going to be focusing on systems for a bit. He shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. He points to the ceiling, and people upstairs weren't so happy, though. And he says they've been fielding questions about the state of the eye right and left since the recording got out, and people are scared. So use a word or two from the sentence. Don't say a letter or a number, because if people just start saying letters and numbers, then chat just becomes a flood of letters and numbers, and it's hard for me to keep track. So, is it true? I'm not surprised. What do you think, chat? Is it true? Feng looks at you directly. Not if we don't want it to be. He touches a stack of hardware. The eye is old, but it was never meant to run like this. The master control points Erlin and Heaven Age installed, they keep it spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. But if you're asking me, the eye will stop spinning next cycle? No. He smiles. And me, a ton of other skilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Arden's problem was that he didn't believe in people. He believed in systems and their ability to shape the world around them. Feng squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems and not the other way around. Anyway, Feng raps on the side of his terminal. I know you didn't come down here for a lecture. My tracker. I haven't forgotten, and he produces a thumbnail drive. I managed to finish that cold solution I showed you, but it's a modified Ripper worm, the one made to deactivate the tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I added something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't just show SNARP where you are, it transmits data about the state of your body and its current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it, it'll edit the data to tell SNARP your body is irreparably damaged, DNR, do not retrieve, and he grins widely. Pretty smart, right? Please don't take 3 turns. You know, I've been wondering about this for the last couple of cycles. I wonder if this game changes the number of cycles required for a thing based on how much time you have. Because there's been times where something will be like a really simple thing, but it'll have like 12. And right now, they're all like lining up perfectly to go off at the same time as the ship, almost. Anyway, thank you. Just slot it in already. You take the drive, you hold it in your hand, you close your eyes and open up your access ports, and take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network and whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they are gone, you forget they were ever there. You just blink, out of existence, and 1 second later, it's done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Feng asks a little nervously. How do we feel, chat? Yeah. I am Captain James T. Bang. Sleepy. I need a cup. I feel you there. Tired. Aren't we all? He pats you on the shoulder. Take it easy. Things might be a little woozy for a minute. And he looks at the terminal screen. The logs tell me it worked, so feel it or not, you're free. Fang lets the word free hang in the air a little before he continues. Seems like it might be finally time for their celebration, and he wraps his arm around you. Jenna still owes us those drinks. Hot chocolate with cornflakes? That sounds lovely. Wait, cornflakes in the hot chocolate? Or hot chocolate and a bowl of cornflakes? Because hot chocolate with cornflakes in it sounds mushy to me. He probably owes Jenna a lot of shifts, yeah. Jenna seemed chill. Fuck, I hope that they put this soundtrack on record. I want to buy it so bad. Anyway, he laughs, and then you join him. And later, when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up the wide curve of the eye up at the hub, and the other rim beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than a breathtakingly beautiful. It feels in that moment like something eternal. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I'm having a hard time imagining warm cornflakes, but I believe it. That doesn't mean it can, or even should, last forever. Or that it will never change or fade or decay. It simply means, at this moment, this place has a future. And it is one you know deeply and truly is worth protecting. I'm mad that we're leaving. But it's the shit pile I dug myself into. We have 2 cycles left. Okay. Heh! Ethan's there. We get to go talk to Ethan, chat room. But, Interesting. Complete active scenes. Never seen that before. Wait, hold up. Did that cycle just disappear? Am I home? Absolutely it did. Not, you don't want to stick around until the end? I can't get, dude, I do not have time to get the apartment out. The apartment's on its own clock. Yeah, that's not happening. Let's go to Ethan. The compressor is almost empty when you enter. A couple of scattered patrons in the booths and a lone bartender. Bartender recognizes you immediately when you arrive and nods, and you return in the greeting. You know already that you won't find Ethan here, but you had to be sure. With your tracker reporting dead, he wouldn't have stuck around. You look at the empty stool, his empty stool, and you smile. You can imagine him on it, with his slate chirps letting him know that the target was tracking his dead. You can imagine the screaming and the swearing too. Is that all you were, Ethan? Another target? Or was something else going on? Seems like a foolish question to ask now, when he has fled the station, but it bothers you anyway. You take one last look and walk out, and doubt you will ever come back to this place or the memories it holds. You walk back out into the lights of the bright market, and you allow yourself a smile. Well, this is what Feng meant when he said that you were free. You could get used to this. I'm real happy that we just ignored that shitbag. I could sell that Heaven Age data. Surprised it didn't end the goal for Ethan's protection thing. All right, my God. I think this might be the last cycle. Or last cycle or two. Everything says that this game is 7 hours. It's not true. But we are very close to the end. You know what? Nah, let's just leave that. Let's just leave that. I don't want to start new clocks that I'll regret that I can't finish. But like the derelict unit, what does it need? Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe we can finish the derelict unit. Leave it for someone else, maybe. Interesting. You can use scrap components to repair yourself. I never read that far into that tech tree. So we get to spend a night at our new apartment. Fucking rad. Can I buy something from Memphis? I don't know the right mushrooms to get another story, but let's sleep. I love how you can still sleep at the container. Okay, one cycle left on that. I thought that there was one more. There's two more. Bruh. I'll still buy Madigan data. I was kind of hoping he'd talk to us. There really isn't much left that we can do. That I'm even remotely close to finishing anyway. I'm also kind of scared I'm going to discover shit that's going to make me mad that I went the route I did. Oh shit, you can rent a capsule up here. All right. So you can sleep up here too. Wait for the preparations to finish? I assume so. I mean, it's pinging me onto that location, so I'm assuming tomorrow the preparations will be finished. Let's plant some mushrooms. I won't be able to harvest them, but let's plant them. Or we could forage for fungus even. Let's forage for fungus. We got good dice. Started on that. Try and collect some spores. Got our condition. I can plant 2 spores. I'm like shaking. This game's got my anxiety going up through the ceiling. We never got to plant the seed over here either. Sad. There's probably some cool AI shit over there. Let's go buy something from Memphis. Hey. Music kicking in. No option to end the cycle there. Normally there's an option to end the cycle there at the start of the next day immediately. Lem and Mina. There is a crowd, but you spot Lem and Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon, where Stella's security are checking the crew to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but they know that their chances of getting on board is long gone. And then shout Lem. Lem spots you among the crowd. Sleeper, we're here. They are standing beside a bag, which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It is small enough to be carried in one hand. What do we say, chat? You ready? Or hi, Mina? You ready? Lem smiles nervously. Well, I guess so. He lifts the bag. I hope they'll let us take this on board. It's got our whole life in there. You hand over the Celis ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns back and forth in the light. Where did your friend even get this picture? It looks like my old Conway ID. You look. Shimmering, younger Lem stares out of the film. Harder and clean cut. I spoke to a guard here. He nods. The white and green clad security officer. They'll be doing an orientation on the role assignment on board, and it sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew. Kind of like an intern. And he laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID as well. You lift the film up to the light. You see something strange, something that makes you flinch. The face pointed in the film is one you recognize immediately, but it's not you. At least, It's not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused by why you hadn't noticed earlier. It is a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, and the cold metal floor. You remember SNARP and the employee who helped you in, and her smile, clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of you still sleeps somewhere in an SNARP facility, and that won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of. And now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up? Sleeper, Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking and notice the guard gesturing, and you both to come forward. You all kick off and float over to them, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID first. The guard slides it across the white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. You reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand, even though there is no trace of it now, and it seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, and the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to you to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. Yeah, no kidding. This is the hardest button press the game has asked me to do since... This just heightens tension. Yep, you're right. Bored. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass it through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. You okay? Lem asks, concerned, as you catch up with him. You are so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing at you with small hands. Just making sure I'm good, chat. What do you think? I'm good. Lem nods, and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross the threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles through the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase. Pulling herself into your arms, you all proceed up the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide in above you. We are family, robot. Are we family, robot? Mina asks as you move, taking you by surprise. We family, chat room? I guess so. Mina smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving up the docking bridge and then along the thin glass-walled connector. All the time, Mina clutching onto you. The gravity means that you can't feel her weight, only the grasp of her small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon and try to think of this huge machine as a home. Later, when you settle into your bunk after Mina has finished running back and forth between you and Lem with an endless, infectious excitement, you find yourself looking at your film ID once more. somehow, since the last time you looked at the image, it seems to have changed. It's still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into an ownership of S and ARP. But something else has crept into the image. Underlying sense of self, identification. This is also a picture of you. You now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up, they might never live again, but so be it. They consigned you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now, and you will live it better than they ever could. You have a good one, Red Dragon. Hope you enjoyed the evening stories. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the sidereel's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there for when you work, for when you watch Mina grow, for when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite best attempts of Lem and Mina. As the years stack up, it exceeds its safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing that you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hope of preserving you until the destination is reached. It will... Sorry. Ouch. It's been a while since the game's done this to me. It will be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death, and it will not relent despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be the final thing you hear as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of your functions and hopes beyond hope that you make it to your final destination, all while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it is filled with the promise of a future. And so you settle back on your bunk and close your eyes, and in moments you are sleeping. And in moments you are sleeping a perfect, dreamless sleep. The most peaceful that you can ever remember. I literally can't fucking talk right now. Oh, I missed a lot of things, dude. Trust me, there's lots of things I missed. No, we didn't. No, we completed the mission for the agents. I just had to get on the ship. That's all that I had to do. It's literally the only thing that I had to do. There was no other tasks left for the agent. It was wait for the ship to be ready to go and then get on the ship. Thanks for hanging out for it, sister's brother. Holy fuck, this was a small team. All I can say. I can't believe that this was largely written by one person and there was like 4 people that did the art. Like, I can't fucking believe that shit. So if I hit continue now, I'm just curious, where is this gonna drop me? Okay, so it drops you off at the last day. Got it. Holy fuck, that's all I have to say. You know, I know that there's things in there that I missed. Like, there's a whole, like, quarter of the station that, like, I just never really saw, which was that whole Greenway area. I messed with the mushrooms, but there's, like, a whole plotline and area over there as well, and multiple other characters that, like, I largely ignored. But I don't think I would change that for anything. Like, that was beautiful, you know? Like, of course, me and Lem aren't going to make it on that ship, which is why I was kept saying, it's like, I don't want to do that. But the fact that we made it on and someone is used me as a tracking device to get us all the way over there, it's like, no, it's for another playthrough in 6 months or a year or whatever, whenever I get back to it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm fucking crying right now. Like, this killed me a little bit. But I don't know if that would be considered a meta good ending or a bad ending or whatever, but that was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You know, it's funny because, like, I've been screaming and, like, going, I want what's it called? A Expanse game for ages. And, like, they're making one. I don't think it's going to be half as good as this. Like, realistically, there's no fucking way in hell. And, like, I love science fiction games, and I find that the vast majority of the ones I end up playing end up just being full of cliches and poorly written with great visuals. I don't think I've ever played or read a sci-fi story, even, with the exception of maybe, like, Dune, that, like, had subverted my expectations so many times in such a short period of time, and also managed to nail the fucking endings so heavily that I'm not like just as a recent comparison, like, we played through Norco, right, which is another game with overwhelmingly positive reviews, which came out earlier this year. It's similar kind of presentation, very different story, very different writing, also very good, but the ending of that game made me go fuck, and then immediately go back to a save to play the ending again to try and get a different ending, because it wasn't satisfying. Like, it was satisfying, but it wasn't satisfying, you know what I mean? I don't care about the rest of the game that I missed here, because that was satisfying. You know, like, I don't actually give a fuck. Like, just the amount of closure they give you for the character, the amount of follow-up and, like, response and feeling you get from the other characters that we made it out with is, like, what you need. That's it. That's it. Right there. Done. Simple as that. That was fucking incredible. That's all I have to say. That was fucking incredible. So, congratulations, Jump Over the Age. You are probably one of, like, top 5 favorite studios now. And it's funny because earlier this year I was like, Norco. When I finished that was my game of the year. There's parts of Norco that I love, but there was also parts of Norco that got really slow and drawn out and felt slow. That's the only way I can say it. Like, when Norco ended, I was ready for Norco to end. I could just click this new game button right now and play through another story as a different class and consider it a completely new story and do it again. Like, this is something special. So that I guess is my review of Citizen Sleeper. Like, I understand now why, like, everybody at fucking Waypoint, Vice, and all of these other places that I heavily respect are just, like, shouting about this game, because, you know, like, it's doing all right, but, you know, it's not setting the world on fire by any stretch. So I just hope more people play this. All right. I think it's time for us all to go the fuck to sleep. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. This was extremely enjoyable. Thank you for spending time and watching and listening to me read. This is also, like, a very serious test for me. Like, it's hard for me to read. It truly is. So, because my eyes suck. It's not fun. If you missed parts and you want to see it, the VODs are going to start going up on my YouTube channel next week. I don't know what day I'm going to start it on. Maybe Monday. But I think it's going to be cut into 7 parts? Around 2 hours apiece. It was actually quite long. But yeah, it'll be segmented out and put up on YouTube. So if you want to watch it, go there. This is my last stream of the week. We'll be back Tuesday. YouTube stuff will go up over the weekend and all of that jazz. If you want to throw money at me and